person on, and the cool black thing to do now is to do like, oh, I'm not Democrat, but you all your points are Democrat leaning. So they used to like try to go in on like a Republican, like an Indian dude that owned this pharmaceutical company that ran for president a couple years ago. He came on. They used to try to go in on him, but it's all like talking points that if you don't actually believe this stuff, once I counter it, I won because you don't have anything else after that. So they used to have Republicans on all the time, and she just be like an angry black woman, for lack of a better term. And I had interviewed.
In a world where voices rise, there's a place we all confide. The conversation before the conversation. Presented by the Brotherhood inspiration. Coach Baruti takes the lead with Devinn Smith, Mr. Haircut, Melody, Jae Sun Muzic, and music plays. And Jeremey Jus Black with wisdom he conveys. They delve into brotherhood's heart, manhood's role, how to start. Bringing women for their views, kids join in, sharing truths anew. Coach Baruti takes the lead. With Devinn Smith, Mr. Haircut, Melody, Jae Sun Muzic, and music plays. And Jeremey Jus Black with wisdom he conveys. Insightful talks that break the mold. Stories shared and truths unfold from the heart of every man to the lessons learned firsthand. Unity in every word, different perspectives always heard. This podcast is a guiding light for every soul seeking insight. Coach Baruti takes the lead. With Devinn Smith, Mr. Haircut, Melody, Jae Sun Muzic, and music plays. And Jeremey Jus Black with wisdom he conveys. Join the conversation.
Because y'all sitting on money. Y'all got ATMs in y'all hands. And we need to make some dollars. So yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm excited to talk to you guys and have a conversation.
Welcome to another edition. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Of the conversation presented by the Brotherhood, Manhood, Fatherhood conversation series. Oh man, this is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Devinn, Mr. Haircut Man. Jae Sun Muzic, Jaemuz. I messed that up. MUS. Let me start over. Jae Sun Muzic, JAEMUSIC,
MUZIC.
What he said? Jae Sun Muzic. And Jeremey Jus Black Davis. Jeremey Jus Black Davis. We got the arrogant asshole. We got the Gorilla Boys. We got the Brotherhood, Manhood, Fatherhood conversation series. And joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite people in the world. See, I'm fortunate. I taught school, so I had the opportunity to touch thousands of children, people's lives, being their lives, and then now watching them as they move as adults, like all you guys, watching them move as adults. When I see them doing some really good things, I am so proud. And me and this young lady, over the years, we've actually kept in touch, kept bases. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Sage and Honey, Miss Jasmine Wheeler. I am so glad that you are here, girl. I'm so glad that you're here. So then we got, in the back producing my lovely wife.
Cookbook author. Coming soon to Amazon.
So our rules, the rules of engagement is real simple. We just try not to talk over each other. We're only talking about what we're talking about. The term we use to kind of describe that is some but all, some but not all. If for whatever reason I need to jump into, you could just.
Hey, I don't want to be the invisible guy in the background. So.
Oh, okay, I apologize.
You got what I'm saying, man.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's going to be awkward in your video if it's a nigga just sitting back. You never said.
What you gonna talk? Javier Waldron.
I just
Everybody call him Hoovy, right?
Yeah, I'm moving.
I just thought he was in the FOI. He was like,
Yeah, but you know, I'm conscious of what you're doing. So, you know, I'm just happy to be here.
Just speak the power button. Please and thank
happen to be here today.
So if for whatever reason I jump in to reclaim the floor, it's just because I want to get more out of what was said, or we've been on it too long. We need to move forward. So we are extremely informal, right? We wanted to be comfortable because this is the barbershop. So if you need to get up and go to the restroom, if you need to, whatever the reason is, we need to get up. You do that.
Are we in the shop?
We in the shop. Okay.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, we in the shop. You're not. You're in the other one.
Oh, okay.
You're in the other one.
Dang,
I
I
apologize.
shared the wrong one then.
Okay, my bad. First segment. True or not? Her feelings are valid. Does that ring true or not? Her feelings are valid.
Hell no. And another thing, got a lot of things not. Nah, it's you ever seen that movie ATL?
Yes.
And his uncle come down and talk to us. He talked to his nephew and he goes, feelings or just feelings? Yeah. And it's like that sums it up. Feelings are just feelings, man. Feelings are transitory. They change. They not. That's not something you should build a property on. I mean, it's valid. It can be a point to start, but a point to live in is just irrational.
May I ask a follow-up question?
Yes, ma'am.
When you say her feelings are valid, what exactly specifically are you referring to?
So, I've been in a number of conversations with folk, and they would say that their feelings are valid. They will say, you're dismissing my feelings, like my feelings are valid, right? Like I'm trying to say, or someone's trying to say that what they're feeling, that they're not feeling. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think someone's saying what you're feeling is not what you're feeling. But what tends to kind of linger with me is, in the event that my wife is upset with me because she thinks I did something or said something that I didn't do, or I didn't say, and she has very strong feelings about that with bad information. And with this bad information, she has these very strong feelings, and then she begins to treat me based upon how she feels. Are her feelings valid?
So your response was what?
Feelings are just feelings.
So are her feelings valid? On?
Depends on if they're valid.
The one that says live, this is the one that's live?
Give me a second, I'm coming. Let me come over there real quick. Give me a second.
Yeah, the one that's live that the people are on is a narrow shot.
Okay, give me a second. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get this one done.
Yeah. You got to go wide. And this angle is better.
Valid. Yeah, valid.
valid has so many variables, man. It's like continuing on like what's going on. It's kind of situational.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm trying to be a little bit specific
'Cause that time-
on.
Yeah. It sounds like he's like playing, but that's what he means. Like for something to be valid, it has to hold weight and be valid. If it doesn't, it just doesn't.
Valid
So
to
just
who, though?
because you have feelings about something doesn't mean every time they're gonna be valid. There'll be times it'll be valid. There will also be times that it's not valid.
That goes for
But
us too.
who is it valid
For
to?
every
Is it valid to the woman or valid? So if a woman is telling you about how she feels, you don't feel like her feelings are then valid? Even if the
Just-
situation may not be what it may be, you
Just
don't.
because she feel it is valid, is what you're saying.
Because it's valid to her, it should be valid to me.
That's the question.
Right.
Yeah, she's
That's the question. You gotta answer that for you.
That's, so
Still
So-
relative
so
to the subject of
is
what
it,
it what
right,
we're
is,
talking about.
so is her feelings valid? Because they're her feelings, they must be valid, is what I'm asking.
That's what you have to answer.
I'm telling you no,
You saying no? Why?
because it's not valid to me. So let's say you look out this window, right?
Mhm.
And disregard the tent, you say, man, I feel like the sun ain't out. Just because you feel that way don't mean the sun's not out. It's just your vantage point. You just feel like, hey, I just want the sun out. That doesn't make, so it's not valid because you feel it.
But it's valid to you. So
Yeah.
It's valid if it's valid.
So we having a conversation based on an idea, it can't just be the idea in your head.
So it has to be something like it's warm outside, which is actually valid.
Right, because
So
now,
it's valid to be
It's
into.
like I
Right.
feel like it's warm outside. Yeah,
True,
now it's
actually
valid.
it is.
But even that's perspective.
This is a
It's perspective.
this is a real life scenario, right?
But
This is a real life scenario of somebody I was dating. Somebody I was dating one day, I was on social media conversing with this lady, this different lady. I guess they knew each other from back in the days. I only knew this lady who I was conversing with from online.
Right.
I had never even met her. And so the woman who I was dating, she had like some kind of like little funny remarks, right, about me.
Conversing with this other one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cause I don't know that anytime I had conversed with her, because they have history, she was already like logging it in like to her thing and like pinning it, right?
Yeah.
And so when it had came down to it, she was like, "Oh, how you know her?" And I was like, "Oh, I never met her." I said, "No, I never met her. I just know her off social media. I never actually met her in real life."
Right.
And she was like, "Do you know, like this whole time, one time I seen y'all joking around, I thought y'all had slept together before."
right,
But that's
I said, "I never met." I said, "Yeah, I never." So this is talking about for months or longer.
Yeah.
She was under a premise that I had in a woman, right, was like a very, very ratchet, right?
Right.
Like very ghetto, bro. Like
Okay.
a woman, shout out to her, she cool, but I wouldn't date her. She just like super ghetto, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But she cool and she funny. But so she was like
she decided that.
grading me like on a curve because she didn't
Whole
take
time.
take me like, I didn't think you would mess with this girl, like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
real ratchet. This was never communicated to me until it came out in this conversation.
Yeah.
So was all the feelings that she had that whole time, were they valid?
No.
Anybody?
Well.
You was,
I mean, it was,
anybody.
it's
Did you provide
it's
clarity?
rhetorical to men, that's all we didn't
Did you
answer.
provide clarity to her?
It had to be
when I-
afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, over the course of conversation, how I guess it finally organically went into a conversation because she didn't want to like come and just confront me about the girl, because possibly already she didn't trust me. So anything I would have said, if I didn't say yes, because she the type of whatever she feel, it's valid.
Let me ask you a question.
So
Were you guys together
yeah,
in a relationship?
yes,
Did you make your first secure?
and well, yeah, but I can't.
Did
But if she
ever
decides,
ask you about this woman
No.
in the past?
no,
So
she just
when did the
had
woman come
feelings.
up?
somehow it came up.
When it boiled over and she decided
Yeah,
to say
she made
something.
it.
Now somehow it came up naturally in conversation because I might have been laughing about something and then shared it with her. So then she finally was like, "Okay, here's my opening to." You know what I'm saying? Boom. And then when I was like, oh no, I never actually met her in real life, then she like basically exhaled because in her mind, for months and months and months and months, she already felt like I messed with a woman who she didn't think I was the type of guy that I would deal with.
Okay, so what was, she thought that, what did you do to make her feel that way?
I didn't. She just saw us joking in my comments on
So it was
Facebook.
comments on
It
Facebook?
was the DM.
Yeah, she just saw us joking in my comments on Facebook. She had her own stuff that she brought into the relationship. So she would like, I'm a conversationalist, I'm like a personality. I've been that before I met her.
Understood.
So people engage with me. You know, I do
But
that.
you were in a relationship at that time?
Yeah.
So what was your comment in response to that young lady on social media?
No, it wasn't nothing. We were just like, just laughing. You know what I'm saying? It was just a joke. It was just, we were just joking.
Okay.
We were just joking. It wasn't nothing about that. So it wasn't like no flirting or nothing like that. We were just joking. But
How were you joking is what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't keep track of all that stuff like she did.
The reason I'm asking is you're not getting to the root of why she felt the way.
What do you think? What do you think?
If she felt secure in her, if you made her feel secure in your relationship, and you are a personality on social media,
You can't make somebody feel secure that already is carrying stuff that they carried before they met you.
Especially
You can come home every night on time. You can text, this is where I'm at. They'll say, well, I don't know what you was doing on your lunch. You could have been, you know, if somebody already is battered and bruised, that sounds good of making you feel secure, but that's really an inside job. I can still do everything in my power to show you how important you are to me. And
that's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you.
Yes, I feel like I did, but
that's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is, what did you say to the young lady on social media? Because if you made her feel secure in any type of way, and she felt secure in your relationship, your response to that, whoever that young lady was on social media, affected her in a type of way. So I'm asking you, what was the exact response?
no, I don't know, but I know she believed me as soon as I told her. I told her she like exhaled because it was only the machinations of her own thought process that existed before she met me. So when I said no, I never actually met her, she was like, oh my God, this whole time I thought y'all, and I was like, no, I never even met her. And we like laughed about it.
Like a weight was full of
Yeah, we like laughed about it, but she had created a narrative in her mind that I dealt with her.
And was like having feelings and taking action on feelings about it.
Yeah, and feeling some type of way about me because a man that
last time
she
she
thought
made
that
that
I
sandwich.
was wouldn't deal with a woman like that, but she told herself that I dealt with that woman.
So in conclusion, those feelings were not valid. It doesn't matter what I said to somebody else, whatever I responded to that woman. If you decide something based on your feelings, and your feelings are valid to you no matter what, or you are beyond reproach, it doesn't matter what I did.
Okay, but I'm speaking to that example specifically because you don't know what you said.
Yeah, no, I could have been joking. I used to.
But you can joke in a way that may have made her feel uncomfortable, would then make her feelings valid.
Well, she was obviously uncomfortable, no matter what he said.
And see,
that was the whole.
one of the ways I frame what you're pointing out is.
It's got to be my fault.
No. One of the ways I frame it is, if something happened to my wife when she was 6 years old, and she never got to deal with that, then I come along, and maybe, I don't know, there was a specific song, the peanut, well, no, you weren't 6 when that came out, but anyway, the pina colada song came out. If you like pina coladas,
She wasn't alive.
I'm getting a call. No, my baby was alive.
No, she wasn't alive. That's a young woman.
Appreciate that, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm trying to date her. That song that you heard, she was not here yet.
So when she hears that song, it can take her back to that bad time that has nothing to do with me. So when she's dealing, so now because that and every other thing that has happened to her, that happened to her prior to the two of us being two of us, she can have feelings, she can react. The meals that she was cooking that was going to be delicious, when that song came on, something happened, and now she's not in the headspace that she was, or in the heart space that she was when she's preparing that meal. So the reason I like to ask that question, because I want us to have more conversations where we're actually paying attention to the fact that a lot of us in a real primitive way of saying it. We just like making up shit and then using the shit that we made up to impose our will onto other people to get them to behave the way we would like for them to behave so that we can be comfortable, but I don't even think that really makes us comfortable.
Would you tell yourself, if they do this, then I'll feel more this way?
Right.
Yeah.
But if they, that's not the root cause. So then if they still do this, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah.
Because say if I didn't have a social, then she'll say, well, why you got rid of your social media?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not a me thing.
It's like, and it's like like when I was with my daughter's mom, somebody broke into my car. When I come to outside, my trunk is open and like my stuff is empty. So I come back in the house and I go, man, somebody broke in my car. And then I was like, hey, did you go outside and go in my car? And she goes, you think I would break into your car? And I'm like, no. But or I didn't even say that. Later on, like a couple weeks later, she's like, I can't believe you think I'll break into your car. And I was like, no. The only person who has the clearance to go in my car outside of me is you. So if you didn't go in there, that means somebody broke into it. But in her mind, that if I say, hey, did you go in my car, that means that she thinks that I think that she broke into my car.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you ask her, and what was your tone when you asked
That's
her?
the point. The point is, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it matters.
It doesn't.
It matters.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter. The whole point of that interaction is, but that goes back to, is your feelings valid? It doesn't mean just because it matters, you don't mean your feelings are valid.
So I feel you on that, but at the same time, if you're really just trying to communicate, then you got to know how to communicate to this particular situation.
I get what you say. I get what you're doing.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're doing. I see what
No,
you're doing. No.
No, but it feels like you choose violence every time.
I get it.
I choose
Yeah, you gotta
choose violence.
you gotta hold your queen.
So I'm like, you know what? Exactly. You know what I mean? So at that point, it's like, this is who I'm with. This is my partner. So I'm trying to communicate. I'm trying to make sure I take that whatever understanding I already know, instead of saying, you know what? Because I blow up too, shit. I be saying whatever I feel with my tone, and it always comes back like I didn't understand that. I'm like, okay, it's like I'm talking in Greek to you because I'm speaking the way I can speak to you.
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me
Okay,
go back to him, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Because I'm trying to be toned out.
Go ahead.
But I dig what you're saying, and that's cool. It makes sense. But the reality is, if you build up a tolerance where someone can just continue to, for lack of a better term, gaslight you and say, oh, it's your tone, that's why I didn't hear what you said. No, you just won't shut the fuck up. So I can actually say what I'm saying. You receive it in the same way you want me to receive it. Sure. See what we do is we give grace that we don't receive back, and we think it's okay because I got to love her the way she want to be loved, and that becomes she's going to develop a callus where she never has to give you grace. No matter what tone you speak in. Yo, I'm a performer. My voice is going to carry. So if you say that my tone, or when we're talking about something passionate, you say, oh, well, your tone, that's why I didn't hear you. You're gaslighting me.
Yeah.
I'm going to interject.
Okay, yes,
I have to interject. You're a performer?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Man, I strip.
Okay. Okay. But when you're with your lady, who are you? Okay, so that's your
Why you
occupation.
looking at him like that when he did it?
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm making a point though. You're a performer. You script. Whatever your occupation is.
No,
But when you're at home with your lady, who are you? Are you a performer?
no. To your point, no, I'm not a performer.
Okay, so I'm gonna, even if you don't know what you said exactly to your lady, what did you say when you said?
No, this is.
No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna give you an example. What did you say?
Let me explain something to you very clearly. I know exactly how the thing went down.
Okay.
Right, so I can tell you what she was wearing at the time it happened. This happened years ago.
I'm just asking you. I'm just making an example. I'm just saying, what did you say?
The point, I came in and I said, hey, did you go in my car, babe? Like, exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, I didn't say, bitch, would you give him a car? No. That's why, yes, in times, there are times where tone matters. We're human. Yes, we are men, our voices carry.
And you took a communicative turn.
Right.
Tone, if you
But
said it like that.
there's also a thing when you know that to get out of that conversation or to get what you want out of that conversation, you can play the trump card or your tone, man.
Was that your first thing that you said to her when you came in the house?
Yes, because the thing is,
not hello.
The thing,
how was your day?
We woke up together. I said hello before I left the house. The thing is,
saw your car,
the thing is,
make sure
not,
she didn't leave it open.
Yeah, it's not always the reason why you misunderstand, and that's gaslighting when you be like, well, how was your tone? Did you say hello, good morning? If somebody broke into her car and she comes there and says, "Babe, somebody broke my car," I'd be like, well, say good morning. You know what I mean? No, that's unfair to what we're doing.
So you accused her first?
No,
he didn't. He just asked if you left the trunk open, perhaps.
But you did though.
Because no,
that's not accusing.
That's accusing.
He just thought maybe she would make
why the woman? Why is she your first person?
Because she's the only one that has access to
this
person.
I've already explained why I asked her.
If you come in,
but I understood the situation the whole time.
I explained it because I know 90% of the people in this room is going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. But I know that it's still women who are going
by
to
accident. So before I overreact, let me make sure she didn't leave it open.
I'm curious. Why do you think what he said was accusatory?
Because of how he approached the situation. I understand your car got broken into. That's a panic moment.
Right.
She's the person that has access to your car. But why is she the first person that you accuse? Even if she has access to the car, do you not trust her?
Knock it out.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro. God bless you. But this is the thing, and this is why it becomes gaslighting, because if you and I are together, no matter what happens in my life, good or bad, you're going to be the first person I come to. That's number one. Number two, if I come to you and say, "Hey, did you go in my car?" It's to eliminate possibility. So when you say, "Hey, it's a panic moment," so I get it. I don't know if you obviously you don't know me. I'm not a panic guy.
But why was she a possibility?
Listen though. Listen, you gotta listen. She's not a possibility. It's saying, if she didn't go in my car and I didn't go in my car, there's nobody else that should have been in my car.
Right.
So if she didn't go in there, I didn't go in it, that means somebody broke
now
it.
I know for sure somebody broke in my car. This is common. This is basics. He's trying to figure out or solve a problem. This is the first lane you want to go to. You want to rule out that she just went in the car. It's not blaming her. You're just asking like.
So now I could react and call the cops or whatever now because it's none of us.
But it's okay.
She could have been cleaning the car out.
I don't want to be too revealing. I can go to the car and not lock it, or I go to the car and I'm taking some stuff out
And forget.
and go in the house to get a glass of water, and then my wife will look out the window and say, "You left the trunk open again." So if she came out and saw the trunk, if she came up, got out the next morning and saw the trunk open, she's probably going to come in first and ask me, "Hey, did you go out this morning or something? I found the trunk open." So I think what he's saying is he's doing that to be sure that, okay, nobody who was supposed to be there would have done that.
And so the question is, why in turn do you think that is accusatory as opposed to trying to solve a problem?
I'm a single woman. I've been single for a long time. So I'm never gonna leave my car unlocked. I'm never gonna leave the car trunk open, none of that. So because of that, I don't give authority to anyone to my vehicle. So I'm not in your position.
No, but as you unpack that, what you're saying is exactly what I'm saying. The only person who would have authority to my vehicle would be the woman I'm sleeping with.
Correct.
So if she didn't go in there, that means somebody broke in.
Yes.
So if I'm trying to figure out what's going on, what happened, I'm going to, "Hey, did you go in there? You didn't go in there? Damn, that means somebody broke into it."
Yeah, but I'm also asking what your tone was, because I'm a person of tone. But that's just me. And we can move on.
So yeah, we've actually had some shows where we talked about tone and delivery. So that's kind of what the jingle is about. Okay. Next segment. Damn, god damn. Damn, Trick Daddy went to war with the AKAs.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
The AKAs had a conference. They hired Trick Daddy to come out and perform.
Trick Daddy Dollars.
And apparently Trick Daddy was Trick Daddy, and he performed the way Trick Daddy.
He showed up as Trick Daddy.
Yeah, he showed up as Trick Daddy.
In AKA colors, which was respected.
So, but apparently, what I'm gathering is there's supposed to be a miscommunication, and what Trick Daddy what songs he would perform, and what songs he wouldn't perform, and then he performed something that he apparently was supposed to agree to have not performed, and it caused a stink. So
They shut the show down.
They thought he was going to perform Cocoa Butter Black Lady from his last album.
No. I did speak to a few AKAs, and they said Trick Daddy was being Trick Daddy. The people I spoke to didn't think that he, quote unquote, did anything wrong. He was who he was. So
I feel like whoever was in charge of booking is just, if you want to point a finger, it's that person. Because how you don't understand the audience you're gonna have and the potential for, no matter what song y'all told him to sing, he's still gonna say what he say in songs.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean? I don't know any songs where he ain't pretty much derogatory. That's what I listen to him for. You know what I mean? So, overall, I feel like whoever booked that and was in charge of that, fire them.
I mean, in their defense though, I don't think you're supposed to say if you got good pussy, put your hands up. I think he trouble too high.
Is there ever an appropriate time to say that though? Like,
I'm sure there
it is, but I ain't gonna say
I'm sure there is.
that was
Nah,
appropriate
man,
too.
these women in here, man, these women married. These women got Fortune, whatever companies, man, they ain't finna raise their hand up, man.
It's like a double-edged sword, though,
This
man.
woman is on the chairboard, man. Oh,
I mean, the ones that walked out, you know what I mean?
outrageous.
It ain't no good. Boring ass bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, but you can't
Like,
lie
no,
enough, man. Because it's like, in the room, there's some women were like 80 plus. You know what I'm saying?
So, like I said,
He was in front of these older
so
women.
it
It was also little girls in there too, you know?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real. It was,
It was all ages.
it's all ages, man. So it's like,
again,
Why would you
who
put
does that?
Trick Daddy for
Thank you.
all
You gotta
80
talk to
men?
whoever booked it. Like, that's who do you deal with. Now, Trick is Trick. He gonna be Trick. Well, who else he supposed to be?
Yeah, they had no business.
Yeah, so like, if they got mad, get mad at whoever that girl
they
is.
had Luke too. They had Luke and JT.
And whoever had Luke
What?
didn't kick Luke off the stage.
Yeah, that's crazy that they had. Cause it's not like they had like.
You know these guys.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't boys to men. You know what I'm saying?
You could have got anybody.
You could have got anybody you wanted to get. You went to Miami.
These guys, and you ain't got any respect.
They was going in the budget, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
come
know.
on, man. You
'Cause
went
who
into
they
the
could
freak
have
budget.
got for the budget that they was Trick Daddy? Trick Daddy ain't probably too much.
Nah, you could have
10
gave.
band, 15.
You could have gave
Somebody knew him.
somebody.
Yeah, that's somebody.
I don't know.
Uncle grew up with Trick. That's how they got
That's
it.
about
I don't know,
75. About 75, man.
It's a drought, man. We ain't getting paid no 50
You
bands no
said
more.
room and board, right? Just get them there. Just get them there. Give me 5 bands.
You could have got anybody, man. You could have had. What's the stud girl that say you send me an angel or something, man? You could have.
Perez. Oh, man. Angel Perez. I'm trying to think, who they could have really
Or
got.
anybody else.
They could have got A. Marie or something, man.
Anyone
Oh,
else.
my God.
Because AKAs be snooty anyway.
Why they didn't get a girl?
I don't know.
Man, it's tough. It's gonna be hard. Them girls talking crazy.
Yeah, but they could have got.
Them women talking.
Well, if they're going back, they gotta get
What is suitable now?
Bro, it's over with, bro.
But I mean, for like 60-year-old AKAs, Or
It's
you
a
know,
real
It
genre
should have had a
that's, like,
comedian or
suitable.
something,
Man,
man.
you gotta
They blow it. They had the wrong person in charge, man. That's really it.
there's no rhyme or reason for that. Man.
Nah, unfortunately, bro, there's nobody mainstream that's kind of like not talking crazy unless you're gonna get a singer.
So there we
Yeah,
go.
because Trick Daddy don't really perform no more either. Because like, who got your put your hands up? That's like, that's 2008.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Crowd Control.
98.
It's 98 Crowd Control. Yeah.
The only song, yeah.
No, that was the end. That was the crowd work. The song.
It's just anybody want to go.
That's what sent everybody out the room. That was the line.
That's mother for me.
The crowd work was the worst. Yeah, bro.
And then it's fully out mother percentage. Whoever how hold up, wait one mother minute. It's over. It's
Nah, it's terrible, man.
over with, man.
He came out like, who
That's
for
the
the
commercial
fuck something? It's like,
Yeah, man, the man from the bottom, man.
Yeah, that man.
All his hits is ratchet.
I don't think.
Maybe I'm glad you don't know.
I'm
what
gonna
the
sneak
Trick
your
Daddy
preach your get you.
Yeah, man, that whole line got crazy. Yeah, that whole thing got
It's over
crazy.
with, man.
Daddy.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like something I would want.
Yeah, he wrote
So it sounds like
Trick Daddy.
He made him
Dog.
come off.
They
Damn.
To it.
Cam gets attacked live on his podcast.
Oh, that was good
that's
marketing,
wrestling,
That
man.
was a joke.
It was a joke.
Yeah. That was good marketing. Cam, they just checking bucket list stuff off right now, man. He grew up. He grew up a big wrestling fan. He always talked about wrestling on the pod. I mean, with Cam probably like 49. He grew up in the golden era.
just turned 50.
Oh, just turned. Oh, I thought he turned 50, 49. But he grew up in the golden era of wrestling, so you know what I'm saying. He big wrestling fan.
So he was.
And WrestleMania was coming up.
It's
Oh, okay.
So then the next his tweet was like, "I'll see you at WrestleMania," because WrestleMania is starting to, they got Logan Paul under
Incorporate,
contract.
yeah, exactly.
Speed was there,
Okay.
and his 160 million. How many followers he got? He like the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Speed was there, bringing Cam. Cam got a millennial fan base.
Well,
You know what I'm
doing
saying?
huge
Like
things.
it's a good merger of
Right.
wrestlers and to bring in the current
That's
people that's
major.
the hottest at what they doing.
That's major. That's
So
right.
yeah, Jay snatched him up, and it was theatrics, but I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
All right. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't real.
No,
Because I was trying. I said, hey, somebody walk in the barbershop and do that.
you can see how they was setting it up. You can see how they was setting up Cam's like
You
disrespecting
know what
them.
I'm saying?
You know, and
It's
the
gonna-
energy
you know,
they like.
it's gonna
It was
be different.
good.
It's gonna be different.
Well, Cam's a certified actor too. So, he did well.
Yeah, right.
God.
And I didn't watch WrestleMania, but I'll be looking forward to seeing what role he played on in WrestleMania.
God damn. Chris Brown and Usher going on too.
Oh yeah.
How'd your kids? How'd your wife?
He said, how'd your kids? How'd your wife?
And I mean that's dope because those dudes they always working. You know what I'm saying? Usher just came off that residency, you know what I'm saying, out there, and Chris the Breezy Bowl, and it's like it's like how much money you need, Chris?
Yeah, because he
Like,
did
Now,
Chris
you gotta
just
get
be
it right.
working,
Yeah,
dog.
man, yeah, that's
his
what he
stadium.
do.
He did his stadium.
Bro, like he always working. So I think that's
It's
dope
amazing.
because the R&B beef be real.
Yeah.
The R&B beef be real, but they really have a big brother, little brother relationship. You know what I'm saying? Chris pay homage to the people that come. He's the biggest thing. He everything. R&B pop. He got it all. He Afrobeat.
Usher the OG though.
I mean the super OG.
Yeah, he the OG.
The super OG out there roller skating and singing at the same time.
He
You know what
the
I'm
same
saying?
age as Trick Daddy.
Precise.
Mhm.
Same age as Trick Daddy.
Which is
Same
dog.
era.
Same
That's
era.
amazing, bro. Even though we know Trick Daddy got a condition,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. He
So
smoke weed and cocaine. That's not a condition. That's not a condition.
That's not a condition.
it's lupus, man.
He's talking
It's
about.
lupus, man.
He's talking about no.
It's not the boot, man. He don't smoke boot no more, man. He was doing well when he was smoking that boot. That was more he was young and fit.
When Chris Brown first came out, for whatever reason, I can't even remember what it was. I remember my baby girl. Chris Brown is Chris Brown now, and I was like, I don't like it. Right? I was like, I was trying hard not to like it. Then he did this one performance where he was. I saw him doing a little tap dance. It was one where he was jumping on the different tables. It was at some award show, and I saw that. I said, "This boy is phenomenal.
Yeah, they ain't let him do no award show no more.
This kid is phenomenal, and I think he's probably the closest thing to Michael Jackson that we've seen. I didn't say he was Michael Jackson. I said he's the closest thing to Michael Jackson that I think we see in this time, this day and time.
He's not even the best Brown, man.
He's not even the best Brown.
Nah, it's James Bobby Chris.
James Bobby Chris.
Bobby over Chris is kind of.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
That's right. James, I ain't got no argument. I ain't gonna be James. But
y'all disrespect Bobby for no reason, man.
James ain't no. Even Mike bowed to James. Even Mike bowed to James.
Bob, don't be cruel like
it ain't no Chris Brown without
Bobby, man.
Nobody
said Bobby ain't a legend, bro.
But you okay.
But Chris
Brown, talent wise is Chris for sure. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Bobby snorted for Chris Brown.
That part. That part.
Rihanna.
They was kids, man. Like 16, right?
Nah, but he gotta do Camping World. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown, he can't do. He can't even do the Kids Center, bro. It gotta be bigger than that.
Yeah,
and he did do the Kids Center before. He was up on the, he up on all the ropes and all that. But man, I think that's dope. Shout out to these people who, cause I know them tickets gonna be through the roof.
Yeah, I can't.
Them tickets gonna be through the roof. I'm good. I watch it on other people's Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
But people making it, they going.
Oh, what?
Do people be
It don't
passing
matter.
out at their shows
It
and
don't-
stuff like how they used to at Michael Jackson shows?
That's the thing. Yeah, people died at Michael Jackson shows, not just passed out. People ain't make it,
Hey,
bro.
if that's the case,
That ain't funny,
if we
but
talking about
Mike was different.
if we talking about just
Yeah,
like
son.
showmanship, then NBA YoungBoy is the next Michael Jackson. Cause them folk go in there and fall out by that kid.
Nah, his following is
Nah, Chris Brown did stadiums though. That's cool.
yeah.
It ain't many people that can do stadiums.
Mike is the only person though that can. And Beyonce, I say Beyonce could. Like Beyonce could come out and probably just stand there for like 3 minutes.
But no,
Nobody ain't gonna pass out or die.
There's only been one more person that's more famous than Michael Jackson.
Who?
Jesus.
Oh damn! I was about to say because I couldn't think of nobody. I'm like, who?
Jesus then Mike.
Jesus than Mike. It might have been. Never mind, man.
But he had one hell of a marketing company. Man.
Yeah. They killed for that shit. But anyway,
The Crusade, boy, that was the best marketing team, street team to hit the planet.
But no, as far as singing and performing and I mean,
Fireworks.
I don't think Breezy could sing with Mike,
No.
but
you can say, man.
But Breezy could dance though. I don't think Mike could do all the dancing that Chris Brown.
Yo, Breezy performed for 3 hours every night. For 6 months, dog, in the stadium, dog.
People was complaining. People was ready to leave.
But he had slaps though.
Yeah. People was at the concert like, yo, we been here all night, bro. This man's still going.
Done.
I never thought that about my favorite artist. I'm ready to go.
Your favorite artist never did 3 hours.
Nah, for real.
So you about to go in 2 hours, and you like, I need you, boo. And he like, all right, I'm gonna stay 15 more minutes.
Nah, it's phenomenal. And like.
And it was like on a Thursday. It was like during the work week. It was just like on Wednesday, he doing like 3 hours.
And they still blackballing him. They played with him like he had a Mike tribute for the Grammys, and then they canceled it at last minute because of all the outrage and you know what I'm saying. So there's that. But
I ain't never seen nobody win a fight and then lose like that.
But
Child support.
So I mean, Rihanna forgave him. Rihanna forgave him, and y'all still online talking about it.
People don't let go.
She was the aggressor too.
I mean,
we all been there. She went through his phone, shit, right?
If you ever been with a Caribbean chick?
Yeah, you gonna get punched. That come with being punched.
Might have to go.
So, Generation Z is a report out that Generation Z, the Gen Zs, are dum-dums. It's the first generation in the history of, I guess, the American, the Generation Z in America the first generation of young people who are doing worse in schools than their parents did. Up until then, the children were always doing better than their parents. Gen Zs are not, so.
Maybe they're rebellious though. That's what I see. They're so rebellious, man. They're not
with it.
It's AI,
Maybe
and
they're
they got
breaking
hit
the
with COVID.
structure of a broken system.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
I agree
rebellious
with that, but
a system that is not working for their parents, their grandparents, and themselves.
Right.
Maybe they're innovative enough to take the chance to make a change in a broken society.
Well, they're the startup.
Some of them just grew up on screens. You know what I'm saying? And the screens just
full
rewired
steam
their
ahead
brain.
with it, and like with the narrative too. So like it's creating both, but that's what it is. I think they're so rebellious. They're just not gonna be with to them. A lot of stuff we talk about to them makes zero sense. And they're like, why don't you do this? Do this.
Right. But we didn't have access
So
to
in
the
their mind, they have
information
these
that they
solutions,
have.
right? And that so like, just information wise, I think they're way more advanced than we were at their age. I think.
I don't think
What
so.
ages are Gen Z?
You don't think so?
No.
Gen Zs are, what?
Right now, I think it's under 30.
Yeah.
Fact check
I
it.
wanna
30.
I think
1998.
it's 12 to 30 or something. I'm not.
Let's ask Claude.
Yeah, they got a lot of information,
No, I
but they don't know how to use a lot. They don't know how
Claude
to
is
do
the
much.
new Shaggy.
Yeah.
And I seen some of these kids' homework, and the way they having them going like all over to get to a point. Like we used to do simple like long division, double digit number here, double digit number here. You just do it that way. Man, they had you flipping this and then adding 120 to subtracting 19 is like 7. Like nah, I don't understand that.
So we're looking at between 1997 and 2012. 13 and 28.
13, 28.
13 to 28. Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
But Gen Zers are like they having less sex, they drinking less. So like it's just a different ball
It's a
game.
lot, exactly.
When I was 13, I was trying to.
I mean, they might be having less sex, but they probably watching more. They probably.
Just look at look right now.
What was you doing at 13?
I was doing homework, man. But this is one look to
I
get
might
that
say,
stuff
but I wonder, right? I wonder because if they having less sex, right? But are they watching more sexual content online?
Yeah,
Maybe they desensitized, man.
Or if they drinking less, but are they more so getting dopamine stimulations by doom scrolling?
I don't know, man.
Whose fault is it?
I don't know if we gotta blame somebody.
Societies and aside
Is
society.
the parents' fault?
Nah, it's too
Because
excessive.
when I was a child and I had a phone, I had parental control. My phone was on the counter by 8 p.m.
They say the generation before gotta
Are
fail
you
the
Gen Z?
generation that's coming.
No, millennial.
Oh,
I'm 30.
alright, you right at the edge.
So I can see both sides.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's-
believe that Gen Z currently, there are things that they're innovative, they're creative, but there are still some principles
Right.
that they need to adapt from the older generation. And I think that the older generation needs to understand and to adapt to the younger generation to learn what it is that they're learning. We're in a completely different generation. I was in a generation where MySpace was developed. MySpace was like the first social media.
Yeah.
So these kids think they're doing something through TikTok. We was coding, okay?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
Facts. I remember that.
I'm in between. So I'm not Gen Z. What's after millennial? Alpha. I'm not any of that. I'm a millennial. So I have a mixed conglomerate, a mix both of a view of both sides. At the end of the day, I think that we need to stop thinking that children are bad, children are rebellious. The new generation, they just don't listen. Maybe they're breaking structures that just don't work in systems and that don't work for them.
Yeah, we
They didn't work
That's
for
a
us.
part of it, but
No,
it's
but
also
yeah, but
the other stuff as well.
Yeah.
But see, systems didn't work for systems didn't work for my parents' generation.
And what years?
People we were at my mom who my mom was born in the 40s, early 40s.
Okay.
30 to 40, yeah. 46.
I want to add too, just because something is like rebellious, that doesn't mean it's negative though.
Correct.
Yeah, so rebellion can just be a strong spirit. Maybe what needs to happen, so you know, when I said rebellious, I wasn't looking down on that. I think that's what needs to be. Maybe the generation after them is going to be even more rebellious.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
right.
going to like, they're already not with a lot of stuff, and they know what's going on. They're very aware.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got a lot of info. Their know-how is like,
Yeah.
they're not out here trying stuff.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But they know a lot.
Yeah.
So never think they don't understand. But they are rebellious in the fact that like they don't want to go do all this stuff that people are like routinely doing.
Yeah.
Like
And
they're
I
not
think
going out to be like
Yeah.
tradesmen and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not common.
I think sometimes people can think rebellion in a negative
Right.
connotation. So that's why I mentioned
Yeah.
we say the Gen Zs are rebellion. They're whatever
Yeah.
the opinion
I think
of
it's
it
good.
is. I think it's good,
Yeah.
but I think that Gen Z also need to understand that.
We need more.
I'm gonna watch
electricity.
my words. I think Gen
We
Z,
need more electricity.
we are
We do.
in a social media
Need the
society,
balance.
but I do think that every person needs to have a 9-to-5 job at least once to learn the fundamentals of customer service, client relations, cash register. Those are basic skills that children are not learning, but when you can pick up a phone, do a TikTok dance, and make $10,000, why the heck do I need to work a cash register? That's what Gen Z is currently up against, and that's what the older generation is not understanding. Is the older generation has to do hard work and labor, and now Gen Z, you think that it's not hard work and labor, but content creation alone is a full-time job.
No, I mean, I think we all know that. It's just that I think that's part of the construct now too, though, is that you can do a TikTok dance and make $10,000.
Yes.
So now they don't go out and touch grass.
Yes.
They don't like a lot of these. They socially awkward.
Yeah, like they're really advanced in one way and
But they
like
like-
disconnected in
Yes.
another.
They
Absolutely.
like physically. They like. New Year's, I went to a New Year's party with my partners that was going, and one of my homies had got his son 18, 19, and so we mingling, and so I grabbed a bartender. I'm like, hey man, she was probably like 21, so I was like, hey, it's my man, it's his first New Year's, man, show him a good time. She was with it, so she
What
grabbed
does that
him,
mean? Show him a good time.
like show him a good time.
What does that mean?
Means give him female attention
Okay, for what result?
to have a good time.
You're not.
Just interact with a woman is fun. I don't know.
What do you want it to be?
Because you're telling him to have a good time. That can mean anything.
Hey, this pretty girl want to talk to you. Yeah, I think that's fun.
Okay.
To him, not so much, which is kind of the point.
Mhm.
Where he was like mad, like, oh man, Black had put this girl, because she was with it. She pulled him to the back room, tried to talk to him, and he was like stiff, like bored,
She put him to the back room to do what?
to just be one-on-one with him.
Just talk to
It's
him.
I'm not alluding to anything. I'm literally just interact with a woman at a park,
Okay.
which is normal stuff for us that we've done.
So how did it make him feel?
Because he was so
He
much
was
in tune
awkward.
to his phone and
Yeah, he was like,
his tablet. He don't know how to
he
deal with
literally
people,
could not
especially
do
with
it.
women.
And he felt the way about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that he was desensitized to the woman?
He just had no
He
skills.
didn't know how to
had
talk to this woman.
Yeah, he didn't have
He didn't even know how to
skills.
interact with her.
Yeah, he was a novice. He probably
Yeah.
don't talk to
That
women.
part.
Because
But he's probably extra confident when he's in the on the DM or something
yeah,
like that.
and the crazy thing is, this kid like 6'4", he looked like fucking Chris Brown. He was to the nines because it was an all black tie event. He was dressed to the nines. Motherfucker looked like Michael Jackson. And she was on him. She was with it. Where he didn't really have to do nothing. He just had to just say something. Like for real. Not for nothing. His dad, like when he got home, his dad was like, "Yo, are you gay?" Because his dad is a little caveman. It's like I probably wouldn't have did that. Yeah. But literally, he was mad. Like, I can't believe Black put that woman on me. That's literally his argument. And the girl was beautiful young lady. And it's like he literally is just socially awkward. He don't know how to, like, the amount of like 25-year-old guys who have ever seen a woman and be like, hey, I think you're pretty, can I have your phone number? Maybe talk later, maybe we can meet. It's so low that women are surprised when it happens.
So you think it's a result of the phone?
But just internet anyway. Just social
Yeah,
connection.
the way they.
Also, the COVID stuff affected a lot
that
of the
too.
youth in a really negative way as well. when everybody had to stay in the
It
house.
just really
Go to
magnified
school
what was
online
already
and stuff
happening.
like that.
You know, it put a little concentration on what was already gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's by design. That's why they.
I think it's better designed too. I agree with that. I don't think it's an accident that we're becoming more and more disconnected
Right.
as a society.
And the media that gets to the top of your algorithm could be prone to be divisive.
Yeah,
You know, stuff you're not even looking for, stuff you don't even check for, but somehow now they just try to throw it in there.
Yeah.
See, now that's beautiful because one of the topics is, or one of the questions is black love a threat?
I would think, yeah.
Black people loving each other and caring each other and being in
yeah.
unity, is it a threat?
Yeah.
It is a threat. It's a threat to like the society here in this country. Why else would they be so against it for so long?
Yeah, I think love is a threat.
Come on, man.
Love
It's
it,
a legacy.
Yeah, love is just a threat.
Yeah.
So like even when you ask people what love
Unity is a
always-
threat. I think that's the first
That too.
basis of it, right?
Yeah,
A couple or a family, right?
yeah.
A community, a village, yeah.
It's
So
definitely
So
family.
if you want to get rid of a people, you divide that first, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So nothing else will unify it. This simple pillar
Disconnect
of
in
a
the-
community can't be unified. The rest
Right.
don't stand a chance.
That is, and it's like powerful people and the people that the powers that be. They understand that. They understand
it
that
seems
family
everything's
is
against
not.
it.
It's not necessarily related to love in the way we think of love.
Uh-uh.
That's why you see like these. You see like families in power. Even when you speak of like powerful people,
Right.
they say they're family.
Right.
Yeah.
The Rothschild.
Yeah, so these people don't even. They probably don't. They don't
Morgans.
necessarily like each other.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily. But it's like you ain't gonna come in between this.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing of ours is not gonna be.
Bingo.
And they still got everything they ever got
Right.
because
Right.
they stayed together as a family.
Right.
That's
That's
the difference.
Yeah.
that's like
That's the only thing that they're stopping us from doing. Like you said, disconnected
be
at the
family.
head, and we don't get to grow.
Right.
So if
With
family,
intent.
yeah,
Because
so
if we do, we're probably way more dangerous than, or
Yeah,
to them
man.
at least, they feel that we would be more dangerous.
I am in the habit of saying, give me a second. I'm gonna come to that. I'm in the habit of saying families rule the world. So it's no accident that the societal programming drives us to not be together.
Right. The system is they. The
Yeah,
systems
so,
that exist are they.
People, and there's all the mediums. Music
Yeah.
is
A
divisive.
tool. A tool. Right.
right. Movies,
Right.
television.
The news that comes
It's,
out.
it's divisive. We very rarely have anything that happens in this world in terms of how we receive messaging where people are to be together.
Right.
It's very rare that we see things where people are to be together. That's why I post a lot of people being together.
Because it exists, but if we were just to go off of, I guess, the propaganda of whatever was being put in front of us, we wouldn't think it existed. You just say the world is shit and approach life that way.
Yeah. You
In
know,
our
propaganda.
generation, we didn't have the internet yet when we was younger, right? That's back when everybody knew each other on the street.
Yeah.
That's back when you go, okay, if my grandma gotta work late, then I'm at the neighbor's house. She
Right.
gonna make sure I take a shower, she gonna make sure I eat.
Right.
She gonna pick me up if I'm asleep, go bring me to my grandma, go come pick me up, put me in
Right.
bed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the case may be.
That's
We
community.
can go to the pool,
Sure.
pick up y'all $50 y'all go to the pool, we walking through the neighborhood, we walking down to the Wooded Park pool, everybody know everybody.
Right.
That's
Because of the
that's
fear
that's
now.
every grandson. That's
Right.
oh Miss, hey Miss, Mr. Jerry, Miss. You know, we didn't have the internet telling us that everybody's a potential predator
Right.
and that
Right.
you know women and men and the men are the patriarchy and you know we didn't have that. We just had each other. We had each other.
Yes, ma'am.
So, going back to the internet, going back to what the Gen Z, what was it?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Parent, and you mentioned you was going, you get the phone on the counter, you had a structure. So what happens to parents of these Gen Z people guiding these kids?
They've been they're part of the program.
Of these people who let the kids be on the internet all
Sure.
day and all night.
They're part of the program.
Sure.
Everything.
They're programmed also.
Everything is designed.
Yeah, it's a change.
That's like feminism. Feminism is designed. So we need both of y'all. We need both of y'all in the workforce. And if both of y'all in the workforce, then ain't nobody to
raise
Raise the kids.
And then so the strong will survive, the short will, the weak will fall by the wayside. The ones in the middle will go to prison and build us more prisons.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
So to speak to your comment, so do you believe that women should be at home and men should be at the workforce? Because nowadays we're in a 50-50 society.
The thing is, it's designed for it to be almost impossible for a woman to be home and a man to be in the workplace. It's 90% of people just can't afford to do that. You know,
But it doesn't negate the fact that the children don't have the level of parenting that we would like to see them have.
Right.
So that's why when we say, you know, it's designed to be that way.
It's designed so it's
you
like
you can't convince a woman.
you can't
convince a household that somebody in can't stay home.
so it's because
Yeah, but you're not, okay, so speak to a woman staying home with her kids, and if she wants to have a job, something she can do at her house.
yeah, but
particularly I know in our community, in the little town that we grew up in, Eatonville, the oldest black incorporated town in the United States, that was a common thing. It was common for a dad to go to work and the kids stayed home with mom, but mom made dresses, or mom cooked meals, or mom was a candy lady, or and this was not taxable income.
right.
Right? It wasn't taxable. So that was really common.
But a lot of things people became afraid to do everything, including that, because fear of, operating illegally. They shut down their little in-house neighborhood businesses that, it's just no growth. Every avenue and angle that we try to say this is how it was working, this is just a result of the plan that was set way before.
Right.
It's just, this is where we at in the plan.
Right. So another aspect of it is go to college so you can get a good job. Well, we got away from trade. We got away from electricity, carpentry, those are good jobs, but we got away from that. So I'm gonna mention Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb said that he had been approached a couple of times to have like television shows where he said I could make the kind of money where I could buy my mama a house every week. And that's the kind of money that was on the table. He said, but I didn't take it because what came with that is I was going to have to disconnect from my fan base. And he said, in the entertainment industry, it's very common for them to give you all kind of money, get you set where you really count on that money, then begin to pull you away from your fan base. Because that's how you that's how you start eating, right? Once they separate you from your fan base, now they get to try to get you to change and be who they want you to be.
Now you got to put out the product to make the money to support.
Right. So if you want to keep getting this money,
you got to keep getting.
You want to keep doing this. You got to listen to us.
Yeah, you got to make the product.
You've lost the ability to be free.
That's why it's best to have ownership.
Yeah, but that goes back to
right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That goes back to when you say should a woman stay home and a man do this. The entrance of feminism was designed for you to need two incomes. It was designed for a woman to want an income, and then once she wants an income, now she's required to have an income because now you've created a life that requires a woman's income to be separate. So, and a man's income to be separate. So if you guys come together, like I got friends where we both make 6 figures. And we literally have to still work because when I was a kid, if your dad makes 6 figures, your mom could live comfortably at home and take care of the house, and not even be good at taking care of the house. To be honest, she could just be adequate. Hey, they ain't dead. You know what I mean?
They're not dead. The kids are still here.
Yeah, making it. Now it's just not possible to do it that way.
Well, let me ask you this. So when people's income increases, typically they're lifestyle increases.
Yeah.
So is it due to inflation or is it due to people not living within their means?
It's both though.
Yes, it definitely both, because sometimes when your lifestyle increase, it's because you can finally afford to live a life for real. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
Just
like,
alive.
yeah,
You need
growing
new
up,
tires, but you can get all four.
yeah, you can actually buy 4 tires for your truck now instead of going to the used tire place and getting one for $50 at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that be the game that they run too, like, oh, people need to learn how to live low. It's like, growing up with my grandma, we didn't.
I didn't say below, I said within.
Well, within,
Their
but I'm,
means.
right, but what
Because
I'm trying to
some
say.
people's lifestyle increases based upon the income that they make.
True, because now they can do things, and I was alluded to that point because growing up with my grandma, there was no Universal, there was no Disney, there was none of that. It wasn't any money for that.
Right.
So now I make enough money to take my son to SeaWorld.
Right.
You know, if somebody will tell me, well, if you save your money, then you can, like, you know what I'm saying? I have enough money to take my son to Aquatica, take a few of his friends with me. You know, my grandma couldn't do that. We didn't have enough money to, like, experience things outside of surviving.
Did you miss that?
Huh? What's that?
Did you miss that?
Did I miss what?
Yeah, that your grandma could take you to SeaWorld or Aquatica or whatever.
I definitely saw a lot of things that was going on with people that we couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Being that when going to church and going to school, my church was over the school that I went to. You know, most of what I missed was seeing that the kids at my school and my church, they had their mama and their daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not only they had their mama and daddy, they didn't buy their clothes. We had used clothes, used shoes, used toys for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like I was very aware as a child, so I was very aware that like we were barely getting by.
Yeah.
And them lights getting cut off when you at the house and you hear, ooh,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, you gonna miss out on some things because you know you going through it and you trying to keep a straight face because your grandma doing the best she can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's little things like that. The memories that we could make was if my grandma could come up with enough money, she'll take us like out to a fast food place to get like a burger and fries.
Yeah.
To us, that was like, wow. Like we probably did that maybe once or twice a year.
And
You know what I'm saying?
the reality is, yes, you missed that.
So if she made more money, then yeah, she would have took us to Disney World. You know what I'm saying? Because now she can finally afford to, or even just buy us new clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we used to go to the bargain box. If you remember the bargain box in one park, it was like, yeah, our toys were pre-owned toys. Like our clothes was pre-used clothes. Like we was thrifting before I knew we was thrifting. You feel me?
Right.
Like,
But you know what, Jason? That's also like speaks to, you know, a lot of us went through some of those things, right? Including myself. But it was like the instability, how that translates into our adulthood. Like the fact that you weren't stable when you was young. Yeah, you was with your grandma, but shit was up and down all the
Yeah, oh,
time.
yeah,
You know
sure.
what I mean? You might see different people that have to be a certain personality. In my case, we moved around because we were getting kicked out, evicted.
Same.
You know what I mean? So we went a lot of places. There was no stability. So now, like, I'm not even like understanding that until you get into the world. And you ain't even got it. You doing shit like thinking you need to do stuff that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
But it's not really true. It's just you feel that way. You feel like you gotta make
Tell
up
yourself
for
a
something.
story.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell
I went through that in my 20s when I was getting some paper. I was like way living. I was
you just trying to
wild.
do everything
you know what I'm
you
saying?
could, including
I was just trying to make up for all the time
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I, you know,
So
so
it's
I'm
more
trying to
like
do
a-
everything.
It's like a PTSD almost, or like a result of just the instability. And
But it's also, especially me and Jay grew up in Winter Park. We grew up poor, surrounded by very rich people.
yeah.
So it's a different
Hell
experience.
yeah.
It's like it's a different experience when you go to school and that dude, his dad worked in the Magic front office. Or that guy, his dad's a pilot.
Own something.
Kids
You know
flew
what I
to the high school, Winter Park High School in Porsches.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
different things. That's what we saw in high school.
And then they'll be like, nah, it's my dad's Porsche though. It's 8 years old.
Right.
They be like, yeah, his parents own crane construction. Like his dad
It's 8 years old. It's not a
Yeah, she on the side of the fence.
like their family got it. Their family got it.
Yeah. No, it's not a new Ferrari. It's 8 years old.
Your white friend's family got an insignia.
Yeah. It's like
They got an insignia. They got a stamp. They stamp on the mail. That's their family name.
like one time my friend's dad had bought me a PlayStation, and then I was like, you gotta meet my mom. He was like, I gotta meet your mom. I was like, cause you bought me a $200 game system.
Yeah. How can I go home with this?
He was like, yeah, you 12. I mean, 12-year-olds have that. And I was like, it's me, mom.
You don't
Yeah, it's me, mom. Cause you don't get it. And I see you don't get it.
Yeah, you gonna get me in trouble.
But it's both though.
I should know socioeconomics this way at 12, but I'm finna explain it to you.
Yeah.
That's when they be like, you speak so well. Like, no.
I'm a grown man already.
But it's both though. When I started eating healthier, things cost more. Like, yeah, I'm in Whole Foods. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this ain't Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like this ain't Walmart. And I see why they charge more for a salad than a burger and fries.
Yeah, those preservatives knock
Like,
off.
it's not right, but this system is rigged in certain ways. So,
I need you sick.
Yeah. I'm grateful to be at a place where I can like go to Whole Foods if I want to, or Sprouts, or go to Wild Fork and get my wild caught, whatever's in, cook it at the crib. You know what I mean? Like people, they don't have that opportunity. So it's a bit of both. Because when they say bootstraps and people and work harder, and I had to talk to my son, my dog's son, because he getting money right now. They selling solar in California, and they it's like a gold rush right now. Yeah. They young, they traveling the world, they got it. And he like made some videos about work harder. And so I inboxed him and I was like, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that lady that working double shifts at McDonald's working hard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about working harder. It's about what you know. It's about what situation you in. So stuff like that. Stuff like that is kind of callous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just had to chop it up with him. Like certain stuff like that is kind of callous, bro. Like nobody worked harder than the people that was enslaved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't have nothing to show for it, but
Yeah, they didn't get nothing.
spiritual nature. I don't know, like great genetics that they passed on. You feel me? But it's like, so man, it's tricky. It's tricky. That's the good thing. Like you said, with the young generation now, they do know how to get on TikTok and and generate that kind of revenue. That's cool, but we still need the tradesmen. We still need the fast food people. We need everybody. It's just this system deems that some people don't deserve to get paid a certain wage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can I say something? So, I hear everything that you're saying, and I think that the misconception is that all African Americans grow up in the same economic system.
That's not our misconception.
But not to us, but to other cultures and other nationalities.
Yeah, sure.
So, with your story, I can't relate to that because
I'm glad you came.
Yeah, I can't relate to that because my circumstances were different. But in hindsight, I see that when I have conversations like this or with other people, I see that wow, people grew up differently than I grew
They
up.
assume that you did though.
Yeah, people assume that.
I didn't assume.
Not us. I mean,
I'm just,
I mean, if she got to present,
Yeah.
you know what I
Just saying.
mean, on a panel that's a little bit colorful,
Yeah.
they're gonna assume that
Yeah.
she came from less than them, and they're probably right though, because even if your people was well off, they not Rothschild well off. You know what I mean? They set up in this country where we at, where they do got the foundational, you know, of all the wealth. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
you're good.
know we ain't Rothschild.
Yeah, how you know? You don't know about
You did say
family.
you was 0.009%.
I didn't say that. I just said that we grew up different.
Right.
But
Well, Rothschild is something different. That's why.
Exactly.
That's
I tried to put it as
different
far
level
out
of-
as possible.
Yeah.
But I think
But,
that
you know,
the
If our
misconception
parents weren't
also.
Rothschild, we wouldn't know her.
Yeah, but I also think it's a misconception that black people don't have wealth. And black people do have wealth. Everyone doesn't grow up in the same economical system.
Right.
And it wasn't literally until recently I just found out. I was having a conversation probably like 2 years ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I did swimming lessons at my house. And then people was like, you had like a swimming person like at your house? And I was like, yes.
You can swim?
Yeah, and then it was like, you can swim, and then it was like, oh, you have a pool at your house, and then it's like, you get questioned, it's like, well, is that, for me, it's like, is that not normal?
Right.
And so then you see the other side of other people's, it's like, well, I've never been to a public pool. I don't know what that's like. I've never experienced that. But then people also fought you for then having parents that put you in position
Right.
to have a certain type of
Yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, it's different food. It's not just one sided. It's
Of course not, but the majority of Americans are living check to check.
Yeah, it's not even.
The majority of this country is living check to check.
I also think too that we do, as a culture, we do have more economic within our culture than we actually.
100%. You're 100% right.
Yeah, we just direct.
We spend millions on Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
On Christmas, the black community alone spend like $30 billion.
Not only that.
You hate Christmas, Jason?
No, I'm just saying, we like a $1 trillion community in this country, bro. We're $1 billion community in this country, bro.
You hate Jesus.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
But look at the trend in the hair. Look at the trend
Everything.
in the fingernails.
Everything.
Look at the trend in the toenails. And look at the trend, you know what I mean?
And everything.
So, yes.
Okay, so I recently saw, I apologize, baby. I recently saw a little video where this woman was chastising this man about how he lived his life. And they appear to be from the Caribbean. And she said, so you drink beer? He said, yeah, I drink, I think 3 or 4 beers every day. They said, how much does beer cost you? He said, $5. So, and then I go with the tip, I just pay $20. She said, $20 a day, every day. So she put the calculating what that was gonna cost, right? And then she said, you know, if you do after you've done this for 20 years, you could have made like $108,000, and you could use that money to buy your plane. And he said, do you drink? She said, no. He said, where's your plane?
Exactly.
Right? So what I got from that is you know the information.
Yeah.
And you can tell me how I didn't use the information correctly, but it don't sound like you used the information correctly either. It's just in a different.
It doesn't really work like that.
Mindset is totally different because we're consumers. We like to go out to eat, but we don't take the time to budget our money, grocery shop, make that menu and say, okay, I'm having baked chicken and whatever tonight. Tomorrow I'm having XYZ spaghetti or whatever. Oh, I don't feel like cooking. So let's go out and get a hamburger. You know what I mean? So we don't.
Convenience.
That's living above the means, like she said. You spending frivolous spending.
That can also be someone's happiness, though, too. Like,
right, because we do want to feel good.
Yeah, a person can like work hard, work all the hours, but like, what was it? A Starbucks?
Still counterproductive.
It could be like, this is my retreat, this is my reward because of, and I think that sometimes, okay, maybe you could have did that with this money, but this is what I want to do for my happiness.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like the best way I've seen this illustrated is in that show Atlanta, right? Where the eccentric friend like Earn like what's the guy? Charles Gambino's character comes and he's like, man, I need to make X amount of dollars, I need to make it by tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I got you, I can help you. So he was like, okay, go to this guy. And this guy is gonna give you a cell phone if you do this. He's like, so you go to this guy, get the cell phone. He's like, all right, go to this guy, pawn the cell phone. He's gonna give you this much money. He's like, all right, pawn the cell phone, get this money. Go to this guy, buy these 2 dogs. And he's like, all right, so you go buy these 2 dogs. And he was like, all right, then what? He's like, all right, man, 6 to 12 months.
This is hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah.
You'll have a litter. It's gonna be worth like $20,000. And then Earl was like, and this is the fundamental understanding. Like, yo, poor people ain't got time to be doing all that shit. We're poor. We too busy being poor. We need the money now.
And he did though. He was homeless.
Yeah.
He had to pay his storage.
He was living out of his
So you saying poor people want it faster?
No, it's
the man needed the money or he was gonna have nowhere else to go.
Like
he needed the money then.
It's like
circumstances.
It's like it's easy to be like, all you gotta do is just not drink a beer every day, and then you'll save $20 a day, and you'll put it in this account, and then that account, look what it did to my account. You talking to people who
need that $20.
Needed that $20 now. That's why where you start, it matters. That's why when you say like, well, that was my experience, man. I had a pool, I learned to swim. That's great. The thing is, when you was 21 or 22 or 23, you was trying to figure it out. You had a windfall that you didn't even realize you had a windfall. Hey, if this don't work out, I'm gonna just go live in my live in
Guest
live in my room that still has Tyra Banks on the wall, and then listen to my mom talk about what's going to become of my future, what's become of you, and like shit that you basically like. I was dating this girl. She come from me. She was like, yeah, I don't want to live with my mom because she's just gonna be bitching. I was like, nah, I wish I could live with my mom. I would record the bitching and then just listen to it as I sleep. But it's like it's easy to just be like, well, you know, all you gotta do is just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like nah, because I had to go sell this cell phone to get the boots.
Yeah, but everybody's baseline is different.
Yeah.
So they're speaking from their experience.
Yeah, but that's why I don't give like self-help shit, because I have a particular set of skills you don't have. So I'm not gonna be like, all you gotta do is just go talk to that girl. She's gonna give you something. Nah, because I'm kind of charismatic. And she might deem I'm smart. You are awkward. You know what I mean? Or hey, all you gotta do is just do the TikTok dance. I don't have no rhythm. Now what? So it's like it's easy to be like, well, all you gotta do is just do. I don't do all you gotta do. All you gotta do is cost different. Depending on who's doing it.
My homegirl, like, all you gotta do is just take these tests, and then you get these certificates to become a general contractor, and then you get to like, I don't want to fucking do that.
But we also have to understand that results are different. So
For
what
sure.
may be for someone may not be
Absolutely,
for the other person.
absolutely.
That's why you gotta eat the meat and spit out the bones.
It's the new right, and that's the nuance of it all. So when these en masse, you know what I'm saying, protocols get passed out, that's just simply not the way it works.
And everybody don't know how to spit out the bone.
Yeah, you still have to find your own way, you know.
Some people like the way the bones taste.
Yeah.
I said I would never drive trucks. But when I was out there living in the extended stays in them hotels, and my case manager said, "What's you think about getting your CDL?" I said, "Where do I sign?"
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
And it changed my life. You feel me? It changed my life. But like before that terrified me of driving 18-wheelers on the streets because I'd never been put in a situation before to have that much responsibility. So I didn't even trust myself with that responsibility because of the means that I came from.
Right.
But that whole situation of me being homeless, and it expanded my mind, and everybody who assisted me and had my back, and it put something in me to where I stopped listening to the negativity in my head. I stopped letting my experience, you know what I'm saying, control my future.
Right.
And to where I was just like, okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And I did it. It was crazy. I was driving a little Chevy Spark to a trucking school to get into a big 18-wheeler, and my boy Link was like, bro, you don't even see like the little spark, bro. You like, you going from this to this.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you at now in your life. You went from this small thinking to this big thinking.
Right.
And like, now I'm making the most money I ever made, you know what I'm saying?
And you see the world differently.
And my son in aquatically.
And that proves that sometimes your feelings are always valid.
100%. 100%, because they based off something that has came and went.
Yeah.
They based off, there's so many people, and that's the real deficit in this country, because even when you look in the black community, how much money we actually have collectively. But it's a spiritual deficit. It's a mental deficit, you know, and these things are being worked because religion ain't the answer whether people like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. You said the way. You better stop.
It's not a one size fits all.
Right.
You feel me? But there is community and village in religion too, which when I was doing it, I loved it because I had an actual community that had my back.
That's different now. Religion and relationship with God is different.
Amen.
And it was more community. It was more community.
Amen. So when I say religion, I'm not talking about relationship. You feel me? I'm talking about people who are just, I go to church every Sunday. Okay, you talk about everybody every Monday. So that's
on Sunday.
In the parking lot of the church after service.
They passed notes in church.
Which when I was in church, I was like I was really living like that. I was really living about that church life, and some people wasn't, you know. And I learned not to judge. You know what I'm saying? I learned not to judge, but when I was younger, and I learned that certain people weren't living like that, I let it affect my perspective. Of the whole concept as a concept. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things, they don't teach emotional intelligence, they don't teach emotional regulation, they don't teach just breathing, touching grass, sitting still, being quiet. You know, these things are things that so now before you know it, you already Maybe you already got a mortgage, maybe you already living on your own, maybe you already married, maybe you already got kids, before you start realizing that your ego is based on a bunch of stuff that you were just given.
Right.
You know, how much of it did you actually even choose consciously?
Yeah.
You didn't even know how to choose consciously. You didn't even know what choosing consciously meant.
Right.
You know, so now the world is going through this like singularity of everybody kind of being like,
Having like an awakening.
like, oh crap.
Coming into the
It's a
knowing.
revolution.
None of
Like
this
COVID
shit-
showed people like, oh dang, I
Right.
really don't like
Revolution,
you.
Yeah. None of
Like,
this
I don't
shit
like
real,
my
man.
husband. I don't like you either. Dang, I can't go to work. I gotta be here with you. I don't like you.
Right?
Yeah.
COVID broke up a lot of situations.
And who want to go get therapy? Who want to go? Who has money for therapy? Who has a job that has insurance that covers it? You know what I'm saying? Like different things. Like
Yeah, like who can get help?
I've been going to a therapist for months since last year. You know what I'm saying? I have a job that pays for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Different things. It's so much going on there to even work up to the place. You know, I had to go through some super traumatic stuff to be like, man, maybe I do need to go talk to somebody. Because I can always talk to them. You know, I can always talk to them, and I do. But I'm like, let me go talk to somebody who don't know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I seen the way it helped me. People around me have seen they seen the way it affected me. But we're to the point now, like you said, all this stuff, the structures are dissolving. You know what I'm saying? The veil is being pulled back. And now we all get this time to, and it's just gonna be what it look like right now.
But the funny
looks
thing
crazy.
about that though, funny thing about like the structures dissolving is we have a desire to put things in those places. So we marry some other construct.
Yo,
Like I always say, like black people have this thing where we make everything black church. So even if we be like, I don't go to church, I'm spiritual, they turn that into church. Or they be like, oh no, I'm a vegan, they turn that into church.
Yeah.
It's just we have a desire like that.
Yeah.
If we knock down the wall, we think a wall has to be there.
I'd like to hear more about the vegan in the church.
You got the vegan people that turn it into their religion, and now they walk into a room with people eating hamburgers, and they like, oh my god.
Do you know the gas of a cow is killing us all? You be like, I just want to eat this burger.
I want to say something. So you said something about religion, but I think that we have to understand the difference between religion and relationship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And relationship is, I have a different belief system. I believe that I am the church. So I don't believe that the church is a dwelling place. I don't believe the church is a building. I believe that I'm the vessel that is the church.
I mean, it said that in the Bible.
I mean,
And-
that's what everybody should believe if you
Yes.
believe that.
And I don't think that a lot of people have that interpretation. I also believe that people can't be a church hurt. I believe that people can be people hurt. So I think that we have to
That's real.
understand as a totality that at the end of the day, my relationship with God is my relationship with God. Your relationship with God is your relationship with God. Your convictions are not my convictions. My convictions are not your convictions. At the end of the day, I may be in a different season in my life where God is working on me than you're in God's working on you. So I don't think that we should forsake the church because we are the church. At the end of the day, the Bible also says don't forsake the assembly. I think that means people going to a dwelling place. This could be the church. This could be the dwelling place. This could be the assembly. Can be the gathering.
Oh, for sure, it is.
So at the end of the day, we have to separate and understand that religion is religion, relationship is relationship, and my relationship with God may look different from your relationship with God, and I think that needs to be said.
100%, and I think that's what the times that we're coming into now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the times that we're coming into. My homeboy is Christian, his wife is Muslim. You feel me? They're not bumping heads over that.
One of them not going to heaven.
But
And see, then there's that.
But we understand also, and I don't want to get off topic, but the control aspect of religion.
You
So,
going to gym.
you know, that's why you have to individualize it and make it, I guess, custom fit your situation so you understand, like, your interpretation always going to be different anyways. So you may as well just have some confidence in what you're thinking and what you believe and what you hear instead of having to trust what somebody tells you and go by that. But that's part of the controlling aspect of religion.
That was the generation that kind of came
While we
before
try to learn
us.
from it. Yeah,
You feel me? The generation that came before us was like, this is it. It's the only thing. Everybody else lying. You do that, you gonna burn.
Just beat into
Fire
him, bro. What you
brimstone.
think?
And it's like, is that a proper way to get me to embrace something? You know what I'm saying? So now, like what you're saying is more relevant. It gives a space for a person to go into it with an open heart and meet people and understand that where they are is not where you are, it's where you are, and to be able to develop a relationship for themselves, however that may look. Whereas like the generation before us, it was like, no. Is this? That's it.
That's not even generation before. Christianity for what 500 years has been getting out laid out.
Well, I'm just talking about for like the people we grew up under in the church. The people
or laid down.
Yeah. You gonna adopt this way of life and live according to this book, or
die, burn in hell forever.
Don't worry about it. That's just the crusade.
The crusade.
Don't worry about the crusade. Don't talk about that in the church. But
why they don't talk about the crusades at church?
Yeah, I don't see the point. What would be the point?
I mean, if they did, the indoctrination is so cold. Who is
the history of it?
But okay, so what I just witnessed.
I agree with everything you said.
What I just witnessed as you narrated that and presented that to us. A thing that it's like a joke between me and my wife is a movie John Travolta did. I think it's called The General's Daughter. When they kept saying, "Tell the story right." If you want to tell the story, it was the wrong movie. Okay. What's basic? Tell the story right.
I only see Bruce and Pulp Fiction.
Oh, you got to see basic.
We ain't that.
So and it's a thing that sits with me because we don't want to take the time. Because I'm paying attention to how you are speaking, and you're clear. And I don't think we do enough of that. Like. Okay. I was trying to think of somebody else other than Roland Martin, but I can't think of anybody other than Roland Martin.
You don't like Roland?
I don't like Roland Martin. I don't know Roland Martin. I don't like the way Roland Martin does his show. Roland Martin can be talking on a topic, and it can be something that needs to be spoke of, but he spends so much time building the structure in the conversation where he's just making up shit to prove a point. And the way I see it is, if you have to make up some shit for the truth, you're weakening the truth. Yeah. You're giving me a reason not to accept the truth because you're putting all this stuff around it, where you can just tell the truth. So, right. So yeah. I for whatever reason, I don't like it. I don't like it because it's just like I actually put up a post I put up. I said, if you have to, but it's the truth, is it really the truth? So whatever it is that we got in us that makes us these wonderful, we think we're supposed to be these really wonderful storytellers. I think we do ourselves, we do the community a disservice when we want to add some stuff to it. So it's almost like
stuff to what?
To the truth. So the stuff to the truth. It's like, if I got to decorate the truth, do I really think I'm telling the truth?
Nah, you know you're not telling the truth. Not there's this, people can be delusional and like, they can appear like they believe their own lie, but man, you telling it, man, you know this. In your subconscious, you know you're making up this lie, so you can't like that. You can't not know you're lying yourself.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
But I mean,
and the truth will make you free.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with people living in whatever lie they want to live in.
I don't think we have a choice though either.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's like,
because I can know you lying and not say nothing and watch you experience it.
The truth will set you free.
Some people can't sit on that.
It's more steps to go after.
I mean,
if you lie
my job
about
to hold
it, I have no
everybody
control over that.
Right.
I mean, because you lie to yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's like one day I was in the barbershop and I was just chilling. Me and Devin, we was just talking. I was just talking shit, holding court, and I was just talking about random shit. Like I was talking about like dolphins. Literally, I was talking about dolphins. Like, hey, you know, it's illegal to talk to dolphins, and we just talking shit. and then we started talking about the Bible. I was like, yeah, you know, giants and shit. You know, I'm just talking about the Bible, like mythology of the Bible. And it was a guy who was like, who said he was a minister or something. And I started saying shit that he never heard of. That's in the Bible. And he goes, I looked that up, man, because I never. Because at first he was arguing like, oh, what? Then I'm just talking because I don't care to argue because there ain't nothing to argue about. But after a while, he's like, oh, I ain't never read that part. I ain't think of that. It's because at some point you have to be honest enough to know that, hey, I believe this based on somebody teaching me it, and I've never looked into it. I just believed it. I just believed whatever you gave me. Hey, I'm just gonna be like, hey man,
ask no question.
You didn't ask no question.
And I'm gonna send it out like it's knowledge that I gained from
Exactly, right. Because really, at that time, I'm just talking about things that are just prevalent in the Bible. Giants, you know, talking, and you know, that shit that's just in the Bible. And I'm saying it like a matter of factly, but like not even sarcastic. I'm just saying it like, yeah, and then giants and this, and then like realizing that, oh, you haven't really delved into that. You so we don't even have to even talk about the
he
fact
can recite it and memorize it, but he never engaged with
so we don't have to even talk about the Canaanized part because you don't even know about you don't even know the Canaanized part. You don't even know what that means. You just know that somebody say, hey, this is the book and it's the gospel. Don't ask no question.
Right.
So now that I know that, whatever you telling me, I know that it's a lie. And it's a lie that you told yourself to give yourself comfort, and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with your comfort, no matter what. I don't.
Some people perceive scripture differently based upon their own interpretations.
Yeah.
So all of us can read the same scripture and get completely different interpretations based upon how we were raised and how our minds are wired. But what did y'all church say?
Question everything.
Question everything.
But I'm gonna give you exercise to do. Next time you're in a room with a group full of parishioners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ask all of them, when's the last time you read the Bible to completion? Mm-hmm. From start to finish?
You asking me to ask that question?
Yeah. And I guarantee you most of them not going.
Never.
I've never said that.
So, okay, and maybe I should have said more when I introduced you, because I really just kind of said your name. But Jasmine, you'll correct me.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom and dad are both bishops.
My father's a bishop, mom.
Okay. And she spent some time in Houston with Joel Osteen, learning the craft.
I fuck with Joel, man.
So she could probably ask all of them, and they could all say, yeah, we all read the Bible, in class together.
That should give you the chill. If somebody preaching the gospel and read the Bible, that should be like, I don't trust you, bro.
Wait, say it again.
Don't say it again. Keep going.
Never mind. Now shout out to Jay. I fuck with
You're
Jay.
not entertaining the guy who's being
But I will say this, and this has nothing to do with Jasmine. I just because I actually enjoy watching Joel Osteen in the pulpit, but I can't get past the fact, and I've said this on the show when you weren't here, I can't get past the fact that he smiles the entire time he's talking.
What's wrong with that?
You try it.
Maybe it's
Can't do that.
Nah, I fuck with Jay. J.O. cold, dog. J.O. made a
The entire time you're talking?
I like J.O., dog.
That's a skill.
I ain't gonna talk about hell. That don't make no money, man. Let's talk about money.
I like when you talk about Eagles, man.
He good.
Yeah, he's one of the
Nah, he be cooking, man.
Can't say yeah.
It's him, Iceberg Slim for me.
Ray Lewis is in the top 2. Ray Lewis is up there.
Okay.
How you ready to run through a brick wall?
Does loyalty require love?
No.
Nah,
No.
Not necessarily.
unequivocally. You be loyal to your job. Hey,
You don't talk to my
Show up every day on
thought
time.
of it.
well, I mean, you guys heard me say before, loyalty, respect, trust. They're all fear-based concepts because you need those for those of us who need those things in our lives. We need those things in our lives as a form of protection.
Trust is a fear-based concept?
Yes.
Trusting somebody is based out of fear?
Why do you need to trust? Why do you need to trust someone?
You can just trust somebody. Just because of just their actions, of what they've done in your life, you just trust them.
Is that trust or
Probably circumstantial still.
an experience with someone based upon consistency?
Yeah, you build up a level of trust based off of consistently keeping your word. You know what I'm saying, or
Other behavior.
whatever. You know,
I think trust.
I don't see where the fear is at.
Trust is a lie you tell yourself too, though.
How so?
Because you telling yourself that this person is going to do what I think they should do every time.
I don't know about that. I'm not thinking of it like that. I'm just saying, like, if a person show up for you, they say they gonna do something for you and they do, you know what I mean, or whatever. You tell them something in confidentiality and they never, whatever. You trust them. Y'all have a bond. Y'all have a connection.
It's a sidebar though. But what happens when
it's not you telling yourself anything about them. You just going by the facts that's been presented.
Right. But it's based on evidence. But you're still saying that based on this evidence, this person is going to behave this way. That's a lie, because some people can change.
I mean, but until then, yeah. But until then, you trust them until they do something otherwise.
But is the trust broken when they do something different because they change their mind? And this is a sidebar question. It don't have nothing to do with.
Nah, you can lie to somebody and then they can trust you less.
Well, it's not a lie. It's just
no.
life.
I'm saying if you lie. No, I'm saying like if you lie to somebody. But if throughout some type of circumstance they weren't able to show for you in the way that they said they
or
would,
that you expected them
whatever.
to.
See, expectations lead to frustrations, and that's something I've been telling my son since he was young. Because I try to put a rhyme in his head so he can keep it in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a totally different thing. I think when you start just expecting something from somebody, you're not factoring in what they're going through, where they at in life, or what could be possibly going on in their life.
But that's the only thing I trust.
That's a level of maturity. You know what I'm saying? That I work to have. You feel me? That I work to have that. I also do not expect. I used to expect other people to have it because I thought certain things were just like common sense.
Yeah.
But common sense ain't common. You feel me? So it's a misnomer. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference. Like everybody in this room, I trust. Well, I mean, I don't know you, but
we won't trust you.
So I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what you're capable of. You got the turban on, I don't know. I don't know. You could put me on a spell or something, but
now your tone get a little higher.
Everybody in here I trust. Like you said, it's based off evidence.
But I
respect y'all to.
I trust people to be human though. I think a lot of people don't do that.
Right.
So I trust you. I trust you to have a moment that's just a product of being
That's
human.
also a level of selflessness and maturation that most people ain't even headed towards.
Yeah.
Because they're really self-absorbed a lot of times. People be just thinking about what's going on in their world.
Right. Yeah. Right. Conversation we just had the other day, I said grace costs nothing but pride.
But but the thing is, in my experience, majority of people that you offer grace to is people that you love, and a lot of times those people don't offer you the same grace.
Mm. So they don't owe it to you because you want to be great.
Absolutely, they know. That's what's damaging the most is to know that.
But you pull away when that happens.
But for me, my problem is I don't pull away.
I get it.
Because at the same time I give you grace to be human, even if that you being human is to not give you grace. Yeah. And that's my fault.
Yeah.
Is that a fault?
Yeah,
it is. You allow yourself to be abused under circumstances.
Well, okay, you allow yourself to be abused, but I think giving somebody grace to be flawed, I don't think that's a fault. That's not a fault.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think
anything that can get you killed is a fault to me. And so if I
showing love can get you killed, that's a fault.
Yeah, fuck love.
Nah, my God. I know. But I don't think it's a fault. But at some point, you have to be like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference. I told you I had a
I get what he's saying though. It's like showing love in the wrong place maybe is a fault, like not understanding or being able to read where
Read the room.
like your love can
That-
be used here, or you know.
That could be a lack of awareness though. That's lack of
Yeah.
awareness. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like
but
I
lack
say,
of awareness
like
is the fault.
I always say, like, I don't, that, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we can call that a fault for sure. I agree on that. Like I say, okay, if somebody's racist, right, I don't got time to be hating on them. I'm not finna be over there where they at trying to say cool about
Right.
them and
Yeah,
trying to
ain't no
convince
point
them
in
that
hanging
we
out
can-
with.
You
folks.
feel me? Yeah, like I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
my
stop
distance
hanging
and
out
move
with people that
accordingly.
you don't fuck
But
with.
I don't have time to like harbor ill will and hate.
It's unsafe.
And that's
Towards
that's more when I say grace, I mean that. I mean where I don't take it personal.
Yeah,
I don't. So you having a human moment, I don't take it personal.
yeah,
You know, so in most cases, if I'm around people, I'm very observant, and the way my mind works, I want to know if something is to me abnormal, I want to know why it works that way, or why is it abnormal to me.
yeah.
So if I go into a room and I see this guy's racist, I'm gonna be like, I understand the concept of racism. I understand racism in its inception. I understand how people think, and I understand circumstance. So me understanding all these things, somebody being racist won't bother me.
Yeah, facts.
It'll just be like, I get it.
Facts.
That don't mean I'm gonna be in the room with you by myself.
Yeah, nah. I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
So certain things I feel like lack of awareness that is a fault because that's certain things that a lot of people aren't taught. You know what I'm saying? Or when you do have that spiritual deficit or whatever, to where you're not, or just you're not in touch with your spirit, you're not in touch with your instincts, like different things. You always see people say, "Man, I knew I shouldn't have went over there. Man, I knew I should have." So it's like, yo, everything was telling you not to do it, but you're not in tune with yourself. You're disconnected from yourself, which we are programmed in this system to be disconnected from ourselves.
And to not be like self-aware. I think people I'm pretty sure that people who lack the ability to give the people closest to them grace are the people who lack self-awareness. Like I was dating this girl.
This is like the fourth time today you talk about who you been dating.
Man, I don't do drugs.
Oh,
No, I don't too.
Alcohol is drugs.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't need alcohol.
People who don't do drugs, people who don't do drugs and alcohol, women is their drug.
Yeah, I need that. Come up off of it. But anyway.
So you're single?
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And ready to mingle.
Listen, but
She said again. She said again.
You just
said-
play.
yeah, mingle.
Mingle.
No, but I was dating this girl, right? And so when I come over like late night, she live with her folks. She's like, "Oh, you gotta meet my parents," and I'm like, "All right, you know." I'm like, nah, man. Okay, like if time permits, but I'm not like making it a point to meet the folks at this point. And she like, well, always say it. And then so I ended up like running into like her folks, kind of like not her folks, but like the people who lived there with her, like unceremoniously, like, and then they kind of had an issue with it, right? Like, dude, like walking to the bathroom in his drawers, which I wasn't. I had no shorts. But anyway. So they you know, they may have seen the leg, they never seen it before. But anyway, so like so I ended up yeah, like a tripod. Like I may have leaned over and I didn't fall. But anyway, so then I ended up like talking to like her family shit, and then so like long story short or short story long, the reason why she kept pushing me to do that is because she was the oldest, right? And so she was she had made a rule for her other siblings that they can't have overnight guests for whatever. And like she had a reason. Like I guess one of her sister got into it with the guy she was dating, whatever, and they got like abusive, whatever. So she was like, no overnight guests. The problem with that is if you make a rule, that means it's a rule for everybody. So like you breaking the rule because you decided that, you know, like I have a legitimate reason why this rule can be broken because, you know, he's a nice guy, man. You know. So in her mind, she's like, hey, if I can get him to meet you, then I don't have to walk back that rule. I don't have to ask for permission. Hey, y'all already know him, man. So it's like kind of cool. So like the point of me saying that is some people will figure out a way where it's right in their head without having to be self-aware, without having to apologize, without having to be like, my bad, you know.
Most people, shoot.
I didn't think about that. You know, I didn't think about I might meet this charismatic chubby dude with a third leg, so that I might have to walk this back. So like a lot of people have this thing where
It's called
I was waiting on that. I was really waiting on that.
but
I'm gonna keep him hitting his line though.
but a lot of people will be like, so if you're not self-aware or maybe even self-accountable, you won't have the ability to have grace because you'll always figure out a way why your shit is not the same as that shit.
Yeah.
But we all think we're the exemption to everything.
Right.
You know, like we're not gonna die from smoking and drinking.
But that's lack of self-awareness.
Yeah,
man.
but everybody says
Not
that.
everybody though. Some people
No, somehow
are-
you make an excuse during things that you want, that you're the exception and you should have it.
Yeah, but at some point you should have a level of clarity.
Well,
to
not
like,
every. You're talking about the people who.
Yeah.
I think you can be aware and still like partake. It's just you just know you're not moving smart.
Yeah.
But that's what we were talking about earlier about addiction. Like, yo, you can be aware of something and not move how you need to move for real.
Yeah, you don't think
Right.
You don't think you exempt. You just like fuck
Yeah,
it.
you just yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah.
The desire to man, the need want, and or desire to want to feel good. It's
Like Holly Berry in that movie.
Yeah,
Remember
it's
that
a
movie?
chase. But
It's
that's
so
dopamine,
powerful.
right? That's dopamine, man. You're chasing
And
that.
yeah.
You're chasing how to like make this pump in your brain.
Yeah.
But you know our tolerance is like way out there now for that.
The dopamine.
Yeah, so you need a lot of it to even
And
get
it's
a hit.
it
You still second
it's
guessing
shorter, you
sometimes.
know. It's a shorter
Like
ride.
anything that you do, right? You're
Yeah.
never gonna get that first high, or you know you chasing it constantly.
Yeah.
And this one
It's
is
like
one of the
clicks,
ones,
like
yeah,
clicks,
exactly.
Feel
good.
Yeah.
So
You
okay.
swipe and gotta do it again, or
So
it's gonna go away.
so based upon a lot of what was said here today, it gets us to the show, the one question that's the topic for the overall topic for today, and that is, how do you know what you know is what you know?
You don't even know.
When you tested it and tried it and it proved itself.
Say that again.
Scientific method.
When you tested it,
Mhm.
tried it, and it's proven itself, that's when you know.
I think it's tougher than that because like everything that you know was given.
Yeah.
So like it's if it was given, it's like what do you really know genuinely? Like,
What you've
have you
experienced.
found out on your own, you know? And that's
It's like even the words we
That's not what you
use,
just said.
the words we
You tested it.
You
You
experienced
tried it.
But
You tested it.
yeah, but even with
It's situational.
Right, because, yeah, 'cause
it's vague what you're asking.
right, but
it's
that's
situational.
right, and that's intentional. So, but okay, so even the words and the definitions that we use are handed to us. So even if we are trying to formulate an idea, we're using a language
That was given to
that was given to us, and I think it's fair to say by a group of people that wanted to oppress us.
That's why I'm a firm believer in making up your own words.
But we do it unconsciously, like without trying. We do that. We speak our own language to each other all the time.
Yeah. I think that's a deep desire. It's like we went through a moment when you guys were in middle school where things began to change. Like Kentucky Fried Chicken became KFC. McDonald's became Mickey D's. Burger King became BK. So
that ain't chicken, that ain't burger.
right.
Man,
So
it was a double entendre, right?
so it was when it was happening, or when I see it happening, and I apologize. When I see it being done, and I'm around people who are criticizing us for whoever's doing that, I tend to challenge it. It's like, and I've said this before. It's like, and I was sitting on the porch talking to my father-in-law a few years ago, and bird flew by, and he would say, "Baruti, what kind of bird is that?" And I was on something that day. I don't know why I was doing this to my father-in-law.
Shrooms.
And I said, how do you know that's a bird? He said, what do you mean? We're looking at it, it's a bird. I said, but maybe it don't call itself that.
You always right.
So maybe it doesn't call itself that. So and we had a nice little back and forth, and I backed off of it very quickly, right? Because my father-in-law was so cool and so laid back. Doing anything to get him worked up, it's just not cool. It's not good. So, but me and the wife, was talking about it, and she actually said, "So, what did you get from that?" And I said, "It's the agreement. We don't know what that thing calls itself, but we're in agreement that in order for us to be able to communicate with each other, that we're going to call it that, so that we have a way of communicating about that. And we do that with everything." So, man, so it's like nothing is, everything is at the same time, but it's all based upon the agreement.
Right. It's like racism, like race. Like race isn't real, but the scars are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even when you find out that, the reality that is being projected from internal out to what we're seeing is like not actually what's here,
Yeah.
but it's just what's being created for us to, experience this reality.
Right. So that's why, like,
So, yeah,
when I said, when I talked about, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Do you think that because we're giving a certain reality and everybody is raised differently, and you are raised based upon, and your perspective on the world is based upon how you were reared and how you were raised, do you then seek out other information? Do you go travel to different places to learn more information, or do you stay in the environment that crippled you?
No, you definitely, if you're fortunate enough to be on a path to seek truth,
It's not about being fortunate. We all have availability to technology.
No, that's not true. No, it's
What's not true?
It's not just technology.
There's people that don't have access to their own mental.
I didn't say you have to travel, but we all have access to the same information.
It's not even technology though. It's like what it should say. Question everything. That's why like when we're talking about religion, people get a little squirmy because people have settled in that.
That's not what I'm asking though.
But listen, people have settled in that belief. So if you believe that this is the truth, no matter what, the way and the light, I'm not going to seek nothing else because this is the truth.
Whose fault is that?
Indoctrination, and you're not giving it the credit it deserves. That's why when you ask your mom growing up, like, "Hey, mom, why the sky blue?" Don't question God, baby, because she didn't know.
Okay, so is it then your responsibility, or is it your mom's responsibility to teach you other things outside of that what she taught you?
Responsibility and indoctrination is just you're not giving it the credit it deserves. You're really not, because if your mom is above reproach, and I'll never question her.
So you would never approach. You would never.
Not me. I'm different. Obviously, my views are not like my mom's views.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you got that by now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know your mom, so we can't say.
My mom don't be talking about pussy. I'm sorry. You pushed me there. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Whoop him after the show. I'm gonna hold him here.
But if you've already decided, like that's why, that's part of the reason why you separate the dad from the mom.
So you've already decided. I'm trying to get you to understand a point. So you already decided that was.
What I'm saying is, it goes beyond an individual thought process. It's intertwined. It's all these things make the sum of its parts. So even if I question religion, I don't question gender roles, or I don't question politics, or I don't question. It's a lot of things baked in that pie, and it's easy to just be like, well, you should just go look for something else. It's a lot deeper than that. It goes beyond just like these superficial things. That's why the design is so great.
Yeah, because we need time. You need it's almost like you need a lifetime to look at all the things you need to look at before you can actually begin to live a lifetime. Right?
I know, but then but I don't think you guys are understanding my question. My question is it your then parents' responsibility for teaching you what they knew, or is it your responsibility as a grown ass adult to then go seek information for yourself?
Oh yeah, it's my responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't blame, this is how I was raised, this is how I was reared, this is what was indoctrinated to me. If you are a grown individual, you have I don't care if you have the ability to travel or not to travel, we all have the same access to the same information. There's libraries if you don't have a phone, there's technology and internet if you don't have the library.
I understand what you're saying, but it's fundamentally, it's flawed.
Yeah,
it's very flawed, because you assume just because we all have access to the same resources don't mean that we will even reach the mental capacity or the level of consciousness or state of awareness to even be aware or even be curious. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who are barely making it. They don't even have the space to be curious about more. That's why when I say fortunate, like things are fortunate and a lot of things are divine. Like even with you growing up in a type of home that you had, or Devin had his mom, his dad, he still got his mom, his dad, you know what I'm saying? Different things. I've been in people's house, you know what I'm saying? He got a beautiful family with culture. Like, there are people who don't have that. There's people who didn't have a mom, a dad. There's people who grew up in the streets. I was in jail for a month. And that woke my eyes up, because there were grown men coming up to me when they heard me conversing with other people. They deemed that I had a level of intelligence that they didn't have. So they were bringing their paperwork to me to read it for them. And it humbled me, because I've been reading since I was 4. But when a 40-something-year-old man walk up to you and say, bro, can you read this for me? You will realize that everything is not accessible to everybody.
Right.
So
my father pointed me in that direction about being able to read. Because I'm thinking, why don't you don't read?
Resources are not universal.
And he was like, not everybody can read.
Right.
Yeah, you
I was like, I never thought about
But
it.
let's take away the
people's
financial
situations
part,
are
right?
different.
You said mental faculties earlier. That was the best way of describing it, right? And the access to it is basically denied because of your surroundings. So we take away the financial part, and let's say we did have all the money. The habits by themselves kill ourselves. The food that we only desire to eat, the fried shit, the pork shit, you know, the carbs and all that, we only desire to poison our brains even further. We're not going to be able to have a clear enough train of thought to say, let me go and better myself.
Right, sometimes it can happen right, because sometimes it can happen right, because I believe that I am a product of divine intervention. You feel me? Because there's everyone, when I use the word fortunate, everyone is not fortunate to reach a place in their mind where they say, I wonder why, what if? Funeral. I'm at a funeral. He's at a funeral. We end up having a talk. We talk in the rain for like hours.
Who talked? Who you talked to?
I wasn't at no funeral. I wasn't.
Me and your husband.
Your husband.
Me and your husband. Me and your husband. I was in my 30s, and he told me to question everything. That was the first time in my life that anybody ever told me that. And when he told me that, I grabbed that shit and I took off with it. The average person ain't gonna do that.
And
They don't. That's all I needed, was somebody to say, because growing up, everybody was like, do it this way, do it this way. Jason, you need to listen. Jason, you need to follow this way. You need to follow this way. He said, question everything. Question why milk is white. Question why the leaves are green. Question why the sky is blue. Man, I took that shit, I took off like Usain Bolt, and I'm a different person. Me and this man, we ingrained together because of that. The first person to ever tell me to question everything. Nobody, people don't tell people that.
That goes back to the indoctrination. Indoctrination is designed for you not to be curious. Right. So like you're supposed to not be curious.
It's programming though.
Yeah,
so indoctrination is like, it is gonna work how it works. It's gonna, everybody who like gets involved in it and gets ritualistic or routine or however you want to say it. Once you start it, like, man, you're gonna get into your routine, and you will become it. You will become exactly how it's supposed to make you.
And for the most part, when we see people who don't go with the program, their life normally looks like.
They on an island.
They're rebellious.
They on an
See,
island.
I was fortunate, right? I was fortunate because my life, and this is divine. This is divine. But my life didn't give me a space to be comfortable. Ever. You know, I never had a chance to be comfortable. I know certain people who they're just firmly planted in the foundations of what they were given because they literally grew up well off. They grew up having things. They went to school. They did that. But no, wait.
Let me interject.
But let me make that point. Let me make my point. And maybe I don't know your situation, but I'm saying like I know people who they would never question anything because what they came up under has been working for them.
Right.
So what am I going to read a book about this or read a book about this? Read a book of no. My house, we do this, and we all living like this. So y'all can keep that question everything and what about this and what about that? No, this is good.
Yeah.
And I can't knock that. Fortunately, it was only because of the shaking of my life that caused me to say, because I went back to church. My personal thing, I went back to church, religion, relationship, everything. I'm in my Bible. I'm praying. God is showing me things, but I'm still like, there's more to this. Something always in me ever since I was younger was like, there's more to this. And but I was doing what everybody told me to do. So my last stint when I did go to church and do the religion thing, I did it with an open heart. I did it because I chose to and because I wanted to. And it was the most beautiful 3 years of being a Christian that I had ever experienced in my life. It was beautiful. The church I was at, I was embraced. I had community. I had men pouring into my life. I mean, my church started paying me because I was volunteering so much that they just started paying me because they said you're just always trying to get involved and do something. So they started paying me monthly. I loved it. And I reached a point where I said, for me, there's something more to this. And I left that with a smile. And I now know without a shadow of a doubt that there's something more to it for me. I don't expect anybody else. At one point I did, but now I know what's for who is what's for who. It's a many ways to make a burger. It's got to be a many ways to have a connection with God, in my opinion, more than many. If there's a many ways to make a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? So, but I am fortunate. I surround people every day, still am around people that they do not question this reality. They are just so busy just surviving, living, and just doing it the way their parents did it. And they don't never have to do that. That's the beauty of life. They don't have to. But so I consider myself to be fortunate. I consider myself to be fortunate to question everything and be surrounded by people who do the same, and we seek knowledge and truth in different forms, different fashions, and different lifestyles. And I can study Buddhism, I can read the Bible, I can read the Quran, I can read a Buddhist book, I can read the Tao, I can read the Tao, I can read the Kabbalion, I can read it all. Because I'm here, and I'm here. I'm here. It's nothing that's off limits for me. I don't believe that God puts us in a box. When they say think outside the box, ain't no box. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? But people still say think outside the box. That infers that there is a box to begin with. So that's when I say fortunate, that's what I mean. There are people who will never have these revelations. My grandma will never have the revelations that I have. She don't need to. My grandma had Jesus. My grandma believed in Jesus. I see my grandma pray to Jesus, and I seen things happen for my grandmother.
And her joy is enough. That's right.
And so nobody can tell my grandma that Jesus ain't real. And I'm not saying Jesus ain't real either. I'm just saying my grandma prayed and she did it. And when I said there has to be more to this, it unlocked something that said, okay, now you ready. And so the door opened that took me to more. You know, that's how this reality works. We all got, even, like I say, even with Christianity, right? God show you that you have so much power that you have to accept God in your heart for God to begin to have a connection with you to give you everlasting life. You got to give God permission to give you everlasting life. That's how powerful you are. You got to accept in your heart and believe and speak on your mouth. You know the thing. I ain't saying it all the way right. But you got to say, okay, God, I acknowledge that you are this and that this happened. So now I'm granting you the permission to work in my life the way you want to, but you can't until I allow you the access to do it. So
You wanna ask some questions?
I mean, you said so much.
I do that.
Doesn't that explain the great I am?
Like, I already had my points, so I ain't hear most of them.
But I want to say this to what you did say. From what I was hearing you say, is because you grew up in a certain way, you think that you believe that there was ways that you grew up uncomfortably.
I was
Always uncomfortably. Is it due to based upon the economic system, or
No, I was just hyper aware. Everybody around me that grew up, we could tell you I was a very peculiar child.
Okay, so I don't want you to think that people that are privileged or
I don't.
are in
I was just using that as a certain instance of
Okay.
a person I know that grew up privileged, so they believe that because their life went that way and that is the indoctrination that their family is under, that there's no need for them to look anywhere else. Because everything that they've ever needed and wanted, they have it under that umbrella. That was just an isolated situation I was pointing out.
Gotcha. Okay. I just didn't want you to think that just because you believe that you grew up a certain way, that does not, because people do believe that way. They think that because people are privileged, they have access to resources and they have money or whatever, that they're not uncomfortable.
For sure.
It goes both ways, no matter what economic system that you grew up in.
Yeah, I'm from Winter Park. I seen rich kids commit suicide. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. Nobody don't escape life. There's no way to escape life. You know what I'm saying? Life is going to happen to you. You can go and move to an island. It don't matter. Life is going to happen.
You wouldn't choose your journey, but when you're on it, you kind of appreciate it. You know, as you get to that space where you kind of grounded yourself out and you're accepting the things that you go through and say, okay, this ain't happening to me. You know what I mean? This is my life. This is what it is. So then you be like, that wasn't. I guess if I had a choice of the matter, I feel like I may have picked something different. But you become such a unique being from everything that you went through.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. With what I know now and what I've been shown, I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying, right? So
it could
as
even
much
be a
as we like to be,
that I chose it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm open to all that.
Yeah, perhaps.
So I wouldn't do it over. It's tough,
Right. But
going
you
without the
understand,
mom and your dad,
sure.
and different things like that. It's tough, but there's just no way who I am. That I am who I am right now,
becoming every day.
And the reach that I have, and how I can sit with I can sit with this person. I can sit with a dope boy. I can sit with a Christian. I can sit with an intellect. I can sit with a a hippie. I can sit with anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? My life, from what I know about me, that's ideal for me because I live to connect. So my life literally structured itself to where I can sit and break bread with everybody. I wouldn't have no different.
Right.
If that's what I had to go through for that, it is what it is. I'm finna sit around crying over spilled
But
milk.
what you just said a minute ago about the rich kid committing suicide is the same concept of like just a misinterpretation of like the journey.
Man, yeah, bro. If people want to check out, they're like, nah, man, I'm done with this.
Because
you
you
feel me?
focused
It's
on
like,
exactly on the depression or the negativity or whatever.
And it's because of these constructs.
Right, bingo.
Yeah, they're missing a lot. They're missing a lot, like resilience.
Because even I always thought,
Impact.
growing up the way I grew up, right? Because of the way we grew up, I always thought suicide, like I couldn't understand it. I couldn't grasp the concept of wanting to take your own life. Even with the way I grew up, we still had love.
Right.
You feel me? But when I was homeless and I felt like a failure, and you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm bringing my son out to my extended stay to be with me, and he don't notice because he's a kid. He think it's cool that the oven right here in the bed right there.
You got all this stuff in your room? That's crazy.
He's like, this is cool. We can go get ice from the machine. Like, but I'm feeling like a failure, and for the first time in my life, I was like, oh.
That's what they be
I
doing.
can see how somebody could contemplate like
But it didn't mean you wanted to. It
No.
didn't mean you were empathetic because
I saw it because of my connection with God or whatever word we want to use. You know what I'm saying? I knew that was happening to me for a reason to take me to a place. Something had to happen to me that never happened for me to go somewhere I never been. Right. Like I knew that even through my crying, even through my depression, I knew that beyond a shadow of a doubt because. I'm fortunate enough to be in tune with how certain things work.
Yeah. That's when I was, I think I was like,
It didn't change the humanity of it all. You know.
I think I was like 9. I had wrote a poem, and then and I said I thought about suicide, but not enough to try it. I just thought about it, and then so I had to go to this counselor. I thought about it, and I was like, even then I was like, you didn't get that? That was a cold bar. Like, I said no. I think about like what would make somebody do it, and then after I talked to this adult person. In my mind, I was 9, so in my mind, she was 139. But she might have been 39. But she was like, "Oh, I never really thought of it like that." Like, yeah, I just be wondering, like, what would make people think that? Because even with Jason's stand, I resonate with that because no matter how old I was, no matter whatever circumstance I've been in, I always existed in that circumstance. I was always present. I was always okay. Like I was always okay, even if I was down or depressed. I was always okay in the moment.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be cool, bro. I'm gonna
Recognize
myself
this moment is not.
But you had suicidal ideation?
No. What? Come on, D.
There you go.
Come on, D. No. It's just the way a person's mind works, where they feel like this is the end, and then that snowballs into what does the end mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's just like it's a conversation internally in my head. It's not like me wanting to kill myself.
Yeah, those are impulsive thoughts. Everybody gets them.
Yeah.
Like you think about, what if I turned off this bridge? Well, you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gonna do it. Your mind just does that.
There's a word for that. I can't remember the word too, but that's so crazy.
Because that's nature, bro. You gotta understand that.
Like, what if I
Because-
turn into the opposite
but
lady
some
right
people
now?
actually-
I don't think that.
But that's
Irrational
being-
thoughts.
and
Some people-
that's
some
being
people don't-
present, though.
Some people don't have it though.
That's being present.
Their chemical misbalance or something triggers some shit, and they do it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you see,
Unless
like,
you got a problem.
Yeah.
yeah,
Can
but
I ask a question? As
Absolutely.
you all, as black men, how often do you struggle with your mental health, and how often do you hide it?
constant.
We can go around the circle
Yeah,
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by struggle with mental health. So
because
So I
I'm,
think
well, I'm just
mentally
bringing it back
everybody-
to conversation of suicide. So I'm not sure how many men have suicidal ideations, and there may be somebody that is
I
watching.
think 63 men a week kill themselves.
Okay.
It's really bad.
So as a black man, how is your mental health?
like I said, we constantly are jumping
You-
hurdles. Yes, me, as a black man
Okay.
in America, in the South,
Mhm.
we constantly jumping hurdles.
Mhm.
So it plays on you a little bit. But because of that, it builds this type of durability and toughness for the shit that other people are killing themselves over. So mental health wise, I think it's more of us not addressing those things because they just go misunderstood. Unless you get to walk in our shoes, it's not something that I can express to you and you'll get it.
Do you feel understood as a black man?
Rarely.
Really?
Rarely. But speaking about what I'm telling you, there's PTSDs just from the things that we experience as young black people. And then when you get of age, you still have the insecurities about yourself because of what happened to you as a young black man. Some of us overcome in a sense where we have success with our families, success financially perhaps, or in business, whatever, right? But the scars and the wounds and the PTSD, I don't really know how that heals. Because no matter how you,
I don't know if it does. It's
Right.
like kind of scars and calluses, and it makes you. It gives you the.
but it's
tough
probably
skin
in my
to take
DNA,
the
and
next
it's probably coming out in my offspring the same way the ones before me have blessed me or with the DNA of fear and doubt and all that shit that we have to overcome as we become men.
You have children?
I do.
So how do you change your trajectory with your children?
It's an everyday process, truthfully. You
But
know,
what are you doing proactively to ensure?
they're babies,
Okay. How are your children?
2, 6,
Okay.
daughters.
So by the time the child is 5 years old, they're already programmed.
Programmed to what?
Life, whatever you teach them.
Right.
So what are you doing as a father to ensure that their trajectory
Well,
is different from yours?
it's not going to be the same because they're women, first of all. But
Mhm.
beyond that,
Mhm.
the truth helps them.
Mhm.
It would have helped me.
Mhm.
But a lot of times we're just being lied to about what our opportunities really were, and we're chasing our tails, thinking that we're doing something productive when we're not. We're just spinning in the mud. And what I mean by that is, there was never any example or understanding of what all your opportunities really are. So even though we're in school, we don't know why we're in school. We're just there to be babysat for the most part. So there's no goal, there's no direction, there's no nothing. We're just kind of waiting, passing the time for this to be over so we can do something else.
So it's not the responsibility of the schools or the institution, it's the responsibility of the parents. So I'm asking, what are you doing as a parent to make sure that those same things are not done to your child?
I think as a parent, like every day that you have created and developed a world for this child to live in is what you're actually doing.
That's the process.
To change it. Cause like, obviously the life he's lived, he is not providing that for his kids. It's far surpassed that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Stability
saying?
is the foundation.
So
of
that
it
alone is it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best thing I can start with.
The world that you created for your child to grow and thrive in is the task. It is what you're doing to like make their life different than yours.
Right.
But this is what I'm asking, right? You all have men that are watching, right?
What are you
This is a
doing?
podcast. You have men that are watching.
Creating the
So,
world that they live in.
You're not letting me talk. So you have men that are watching. This is a podcast for you all. So there's going to be men that are watching that are fathers that don't know what to do with their children proactively. So what I'm asking you is, what are you doing proactively with your children? So then in return, if those fathers are not doing that, they can then do that with their children. That's the question.
Okay. So I'll let you go in a second.
Okay. So what I've learned to do, one of the things that I teach is vet yourself for the better version of yourself. And then I talk to my children. For instance, if I come to a revelation about something, I call my kids and I say, hey, I was thinking about this thing, and I realized that this is probably a flaw in my character, and I want to share it with you, so that you, because it's impossible for me to parent. It's impossible for me to parent you, and it would have been impossible for me to parent you and not parent that into you, right? So I'm sharing this with you because I don't think this thing that I may have parented into you is a good thing. And I'm sharing this with you so that you don't continue to accept it as a good thing. You can actually now not parent that into my grandchildren, into your children. So when I recognize in an easy way of saying it, when I recognize a flaw and I began to do the work to tackle the flaw, I transform. I share it with my kids so that I can transmit my transformation so that they can all know, and we're now creating a legacy of. It doesn't always have to be what it was. It can be better, and when I get better, I can share it and transmit it with my children and my children and then create that cycle.
Sure.
So that's one of the things that I do.
So I don't want to leave you hanging, right? Because it's important that I do share it, and I'm glad that you gave me that moment to kind of think about the question, because I don't like to respond without thinking about it for a moment. And the things that come to mind when I think about what I have to do for my children to make sure that I can provide them with a better opportunity than I believe I had. First thing is stability. I knew that there was a lack of stability for me as a child that disrupted a lot of, my strengths. So understanding that when I have stability, I can focus on their strengths. I can give them dedicated time to express themselves and also to communicate with them. There was not a lot of communication in our home because there was not a lot of presence. Parents had to work, always moving, a lot of things going at once in that environment. So stability, attentiveness, communication, and just truth is my best way of providing opportunity for my girls to succeed. Because if I just tell them to listen to everything that someone tells them to do, like I was taught, we were just taught to listen to the authoritative figure. Anyone who was an adult could tell us anything and we'd have to do it. That's not a real life way of living. So I try to find the balance between understanding who is the authority and also having the ability to create your own thoughts and understand what you need to do for you.
That's good.
I teach them that they're the authority.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I teach you that you are the authority.
Yeah.
Now we can sit down and determine what the agreement is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, make sure they know the agreement.
Yeah.
I think presence is a big one though too.
Yeah.
Huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially kids learn through osmosis, like we all do. So it's not, it's less about.
It's like what they see you do as well.
Yeah, it's less about just being like, this is what you should do.
Right.
I mean, cause life don't work like that. Children don't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like, my children are me. So they, a lot of ways they behave like me. A lot of ways they generate information like me.
Don't cut hair today.
I
say look like a damn circle.
So, but
I'll fade you up, Coach.
I don't know about that. Good luck. So, but yeah, happy birthday to your baby, all right?
Oh yeah. She's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
So, but yeah,
that's another thing too though. You can say all kind of shit, man. You can have. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan till you hit them out.
Right.
So yeah, I thought I like.
life is going to
I
get
thought
you
I had it figured out, and then I had a daughter.
Right.
Who like no matter what I say, she gonna be like,
Absolutely.
your tone, E4.
Yeah, but that's the luxury of having the daughters, right? Because there are some things that we may not have understood had we not been able to be blessed with a daughter.
And understanding that women don't understand themselves. So it's like
That's fair, bro. That's fair. I mean, we can
No,
joke
no,
about it,
no,
but
no,
you know,
no.
there's always what we understand about women as we live with them forever, and we, you know, partner up with them. We understand that it's not even worth it.
So
not even worth trying to understand.
How you trying to
parents?
we all trying to
Yes.
learn.
Yes.
You all have daughters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best advice I would give is to stay present. And I think that sometimes parents be like, oh, when they 18, they gone. Parenting doesn't
Yeah, that's
stop.
not real.
Yeah.
Parenting doesn't stop. So I think that as fathers, the best thing you can do for your child, especially if you have a daughter, is to be present in their life, to be active in their life, and to understand their emotions, their feelings, because I think that it will then translate into your platonic relationships or marriage, or I don't know what you guys are dating, whatever the case may be. Because I think that a lot of men are disconnected from the feelings of a woman. But I think that when men have daughters, they have a better understanding of a woman.
I don't think men we not disconnected from feelings of a woman. We just know how to compartmentalize.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have an agreement. Right? We have an agreement that sometimes she don't get to tell me whatever she wants to tell me the way she wants to tell me. But also the agreement is sometimes I'm gonna have to listen to her and tell me the story the way she needs to tell me. So sometimes she gets what she wants, and then sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes I get what I want, sometimes I don't. So right, so we just kind of have to figure it out. We've had to work at figuring out, okay, this is a good time for you to tell me that story you want to tell me. But if I'm in the, it's like, how can I put it? This is a primitive way of looking at it, but I don't have time, if I tell you to duck, I have time to explain to you why you need to duck, right? Just duck.
Sometimes the primitive had it right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's the example. So somebody taught this one. I learned, man, this Sunday school. So this is so they told in Sunday school about a kid is in the backyard. He's on a swing, the one with the tire, the rope and the tire. He's swinging back and forth. His dad runs to the back door and yells, "Johnny, jump off the thing and jump off the tire and crawl to me." Johnny does what his dad say. He swings. As he's swinging up, he lets go, hits the ground. He's crawling to his dad. His dad runs out. By that time, his dad's gotten out the door and got in the backyard. He picks Johnny up and he turns around. He's running in the house with Johnny, and he's dusting Johnny off. And when Johnny looks back at the tire and the rope, there's a snake coming down the rope. If Johnny would have been, well, why I got to do this and why I got to do that and and he was doing that kind of stuff, he might have been a meal for the snake. So sometimes you got to just listen to what's being said, and then sometimes I have to listen to the whole story.
Right.
So I think it's about the agreement. I say this a lot. Jordan Peterson says, you have to be willing to fight 1,000 fights to not fight again. And I think when people go into relationship, if they go into relationship knowing, okay, we're going to have to fight, we might have to fight 1,000 times to get to a point in our relationship where we never fight again. That's a beautiful goal to get to a point where you are never going to fight again.
Yeah, but what if you done fighting, OG? Question though, what if you done fighting, OG?
What if you done fighting?
Yeah.
If you ain't fighting no more?
I mean, shit, I've been back with my baby mom about 4 or 5 times just trying to make it work. It ain't never worked. So what if you done fighting? You know what I'm saying?
You mean,
It's a repeated,
are
toxic cycle.
you saying that you don't have any fight left?
Nah, I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So do you move on and release her and let her go, or do you stay and continue?
I'm the type of person I let her go all the time. Cause I don't really care for the damage. I don't want you to cheat on me. I'm gonna let you go for you cheat on me. Feel me?
So have you moved on?
Type shit, not really.
Where she going?
Yeah.
How far she going?
Type shit, not really. I ain't gonna lie.
And it ain't easy.
I never thought about sitting down with somebody.
Me?
Yeah.
I got 2 baby moms, bro.
Are you staying with her because you love her, or are you staying with her because
of my
of the
son.
children?
Really because of my kids, though. Both my sons got autism, so mostly it's like just for the kids, though.
Okay, so I can start you off with this, man. Come to this barbershop.
Yeah, I stay across the street. You
Come
know that.
come to this barbershop. I want to say probably like Saturday afternoon or Thursday evening before dinner. Get up out here. Come to this barbershop, man. He's a good person to talk to, and I come to a lot.
What you were saying, OG. I just felt like, man, what if you just done, man?
Some people don't.
It could be done.
Yeah, you can be done.
Hey, you got no one holding on the phone.
Okay, this is a perfect example about what I know that we're recording,
Mhm.
but this is a person. This is a live person. So if you guys continue to have this conversation without getting practical application, he's not gonna know what to do.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't care what podcast or what conversation you're having, always give the application because it's somebody. That's one person. He's not even a viewer. He just a walk-in.
Yeah.
So that's one person that y'all can witness to, give application
I think
to.
what we can give is
all
like
things.
examples,
Yeah.
and then he has to choose his own application.
For sure.
It's kind of tough to be like, this is what you need to do for your life.
We don't know what you're
That's not how you really handle men, you know?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying some wisdom because I don't know. He has a father in his life. He has great
But that was Rooney just
example.
said.
That's why I say,
Right.
yeah.
Build that.
This is a good place for him to come and begin to get the foundation. It's a good place for him to come and begin to get
And
the
also,
foundation.
if he's willing to sit
And talk with somebody.
and talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's important. So like I said, I've been going therapy now since last year, and you know, I got a black man specifically asked for a black man, you know what I'm saying? And we chop it up. And
He identifies a man.
Nah, he a real one. He a real one, man. He from North Florida. He got been in the wheelchair for like 18 years. He got shot in the back when he was like 18. He a real one, and he challenges me. You know,
What up, bro? You good?
What's up, brother?
he challenges me. You know, he challenges me, asks me strategic questions of like.
Just like that.
It's like he learned like me, right?
Oh, yeah,
And now he just asks strategic questions, and I notice how the conversation we have,
Nah, I just cut in the
how it plays out, and how I go about things later. You know, like, cause sometimes it just seems like we just had a dope conversation. I'm like, we be like, man, that was a good one. All right, bro, I'm gonna catch up with you. He's like, all right, man, I see. I go every 2 weeks. All right, well, we zoom on the phone. We do every 2 weeks. And I'll just notice, or somebody will point out something and be like, man, the way you handle that, I see a little difference in, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, dang, okay, I guess it is working. Because it just be feeling like a conversation.
Yeah.
But this is called a conversation before the conversation.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's dope. I mean, as much as I learned here, and now this guy's like,
One thing for the next.
yeah, a lot, and sometimes it's tougher to talk to somebody that you know personally.
Yeah, definitely. It helps
So,
when it's a stranger.
you know, but then I'm fortunate to work for a company where I can
You got
get
access.
free. Yeah, I got access to free mental health care. I got access to one where they pay 75% of it. It's like, so now I'm using it. I'm using these resources that I have, and everybody doesn't have these resources. So that's why when I'm like using it, like fortunate through me growing, I learned to realize like what I have that other people don't have.
Yeah.
Different things like.
I mean, but you also fortunate to have an open mind too, because a lot of people would be like, I'm going to therapy. Like a therapist is not gonna be like, hey, you're doing this wrong. A therapist, like, you have to have a level of self-awareness to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Because they gonna kind of ease you to it.
And he gonna ask you a question, and you gotta be honest.
Yeah.
You know, be honest.
Yeah,
He's like, do you think that? He's like, do you think your past, the way you grew up, in certain ways, restrict you from accessing certain spaces in your mind or certain things in your life? And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You feel me? I'm like, yeah, I can see that. And he's like, okay, this is what I want you to. This is what I want you to focus on. You feel me? Like different things like that. But if I can lie and be like, oh no, don't let the past go affect me like that, bro. No.
Yeah, you think about, we talking about the spirit of willingness now.
He made me think though, yeah, like, I mean, every brother in here that makes me think. Like this, I consider this to be fortunate. Like when I tell people about my circle of family, of brothers, of friends, it's like, I'm like, yo, I'm wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody don't have this. You know what I'm saying? I can call him, I can call Dale, I can call Black, I can call Hoovy at any time. Like, brothers talking about fitness, talking about how to treating your woman right, women. I get marriage advice, marriage advice from him. Me and Black talking about any and everything. Hoovy, it's beautiful. I would love this for men. To the point where one of our friends created a space. It's called Fellas United.
Fellas aligned.
A Fellas Aligned, where we sitting down and having these forums for men to vent, and seek counsel from other men who've been there, done that, and
To somewhat feel understood, as you asked me earlier, if I feel like I'm misunderstood, and I'm like, absolutely, most of the time. You get in these environments where they can relate, in a sense.
Yeah,
You need
you
some type of
find that you're not alone.
relatability in order for the
You're not the
point
only
to
one.
be
Other people are doing it too.
this man had financial literacy classes in this barbershop that I came to, where I wrote down a 5-year plan for the first time in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, oh snap! I only got
That's
one thing left on here.
That's one of her things.
They had classes in here with attorneys for helping fathers establish. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
You feel me? And then the love conversations and different things like we really fortunate. Like this is not a fortune to everybody.
14 years, it's been that since.
That's the application. He's doing
As
the work.
the thing is, as a single father myself, because my baby mom, every time she leaves me with my son. What would y'all say for me though? I have honestly always been raising my son for the last year though. Feel me? She ain't never been there for bro, but I always been there for him. You feel me? So like at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes, bro, I be more in tune. I be mad with myself though, because it's like I keep allowing that shit. You feel me? And it's like I don't know. That's just how I feel.
You know you could do it by yourself though, right?
Yeah,
You capable.
of course. Yeah, but I can't do everything.
No,
myself.
I know, and you're gonna have to get help where you can. You'll find it, but you feel confident in yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I think that's the beginning, knowing that you don't need her or anybody else necessarily.
I basically mostly it's like I feel like she would direct my son because he got autism, as in just trying to be there for him, and I try to keep trying to bring her around. You feel me? Trying to be a mom, but it's like it ain't gonna work though.
I would say get your parental rights and paperwork.
Yeah.
And go from there because she has all the rights.
Consistent
As a mother.
It sounds like you are the stability for your son.
Yeah,
right now,
that's
so
what it is.
just
Yeah.
stay consistent and take care of you and your son.
Yeah.
She is gonna it sounds like she's gonna be like maybe in and out. So
That's what
like,
she do.
you
She
just
come back
gotta
around
focus
every
on
month
that.
and a half, every 2 months. She come back around all the time, and then it's like I be accepting it because I be feeling like I be fucking up on my part, bro. Like.
Cause you allowed her to come back.
Yeah, but that's the same. I feel like I'm a damn female or something. I feel like, bro. I feel
How old
like
are you?
I'm 26.
26? How old are your children?
4 and 5.
They both have autism?
Mm-hmm.
Are they in ABA therapy?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Okay.
Well, my youngest son just started ABA. So
Well, keep them in ABA therapy.
Yeah.
Continue being a great father. And I think that sometimes we can talk down on men and be like, women, love yourselves and all the things, but you have to also love yourself as well.
I don't feel like that though.
You don't feel like what?
Establish your rights, bro.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you can't set no boundaries until you've done that.
Cause like everybody be trying to tell me like, bro, you need to go out there, bro. You need to go get a new female. You need to go out there and do this,
It's
and
not
that.
about getting.
It's not about that. Yeah, it's really not about that. I mean, I could do that, of course, bro. I ain't no ugly man. Like, of course, I could go out there and do that. But what does it really matter to me?
But you do need boundaries so she don't just keep coming back.
That's what be fucking my head up.
That's why you gotta. That's when you decide to set boundaries.
Yeah.
She does have the power to be like, well, I'm just taking the kid. So in order to avoid that,
nah, she'll never take him. She'll leave him with me.
listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Listen to what I'm saying though. Get in paperwork that hey, these kids stay with me. I am the custodial parent.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, then you say, hey, you can't just keep popping in and out. So if you go pop in and out, you need to stay where you live somewhere else and you can visit.
And Dale could give you the step by steps on how to establish paternity. You know what I'm saying? His wife is an attorney. We had
I don't know all that, man. I ain't gonna.
That's what
That's fine. That's a great thing to say. You don't
I
know.
don't know all that. I mean,
Admit
she
that.
hold his social security from me. She hold his birth certificate, everything from
Nah,
me.
go.
It'd be hard for me to try
Get
to
that
figure
taken
it
care
out.
of,
And then
bro.
I have, it's like in a way like, it's like she trapped me to where I have to talk to her. You feel me? To where I have to ask for all this shit. You
That's
know
why
what
you
I'm
got
saying?
to get that stuff taken care of. Then you can put boundaries up. Then you can say, hey, you need to have somewhere else to live because you can't live here. The kids gonna stay with me like they've been doing.
And you establish paternity and
You are.
That's why we.
more
That's,
resources can be afforded to you and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I'm saying.
that's a journey in
Come
itself,
to
but
the-
it's
come to
possible.
the
It's very
shop.
possible.
Yeah.
So the things that we can help you navigate through that process and find and figure those things that you say you don't know, help you figure those things out.
I don't really know. To be real.
All right, that's what you live across the street.
Yeah.
Come over here on Saturday afternoon or Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons, man. There'll be people here who can help you out with that.
Or even if you just need to know what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay?
Can be a great father.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Do the same
Yeah.
thing.
What's your name, brother?
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, young man.
Nice to meet y'all too. Yeah. Nah, I just sometimes, bruh, I be letting the fuck up my mind, man. Like sometimes I don't even feel happy with myself because, like, yeah, I know I can get any female I want. You feel me? Of course I can. If I go out there, I can. But it's just simple fact. It's just not everyone understand my kids. You feel me? Like they don't understand. You feel me? Like yeah, that's cool to have hoes. Like that's what they say to have hoes. But I can have hoes, but bruh.
Ain't cool.
At the end of the day, what am I doing though? I'm spending the money. I'm spending too much money just trying to
That's a wild
entertain
mentality.
somebody that don't fuck with me. You
That's a
feel me?
wild
Like,
mentality.
I mean, but she don't fuck with you either though.
you feel me? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's real.
about that, dog.
There's a lot going on. It's like,
Yeah, that's real.
much of a distraction when you got the kids.
Yeah.
When you trying to focus on that, man, you gonna set yourself back trying to
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, give it.
They'll come along when they come along as you get your life together.
Yeah.
And you get your kids in order.
Right,
You're gonna
good.
be all around.
Okay,
You
give
don't
me.
never gotta go hunting for no woman.
Okay, give me.
Nah,
a
that's what I said. I ain't been outside in probably like 2 years.
Give me-
You'll meet
give me-
them along
give me-
the way.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I appreciate you coming in. We're gonna continue
Yes,
to
sir.
talk to you, but we got a show that we're doing, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out. I want to thank Jasmine. I want to thank you for coming, Jasmine. Now,
Yes, sir.
when it comes to children and education, she knows her thing. When it comes to finance and building businesses, she knows her thing. When it comes to food, she knows her thing. She just built herself a beautiful studio down in Tampa. And please, when you start doing your live shows, let us know, because I think we're gonna come down there and sit and taste
you
whatever
do
you
it
think.
all.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come down there.
Yeah,
Now,
we'll go up.
if you got her website, sageandhoney.co.
Dot co.
Oh, I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah, I think.
Saw that somewhere.
That's me.
Yeah, with her Instagram.
Instagram, sagehoney.co, jasminewheeler.co on Instagram, YouTube.
So follow her out. If you got a special lady or some special person in your life and you need a really wonderful dining experience, but 7-course meal,
Mm-hmm.
she got you.
7.
Yes, 7-course
I never had
meal,
7.
she got you. She'll come to you and lay it all out.
As long as you pay your invoice.
That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. Okay, so once again, I want to thank from Jeremey Jus Black Davis, Jae Sun Muzic, JAE, SUNMUZIC. All right, there we go. I'm back on point.
There we go.
Dev, Mr. Haircut Man, Javier, appreciate you. Lisa, my wonderful wife, I thank you again. And Jasmine, we really appreciate you joining us. It was really good. It was a really good show. All right. Thank you and good night.
It's only entertainment. It's all jokes. It's all jokes, guys. Watch them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your podcast.
Oh no, you good, man. You good.